Hello, hello, and welcome to our latest episode of Night Quest. I am CMoney, and today is Tuesday night. That's right, homie. So you know we are rocking with our boy, motherfucking Pharaoh Bizarre. Thank you for being here, my brother.
Hey,
Appreciate it.
what's going on? Ready for a great
It's
show.
good. Yeah, it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun times. The Doodle cannot be here tonight, but we always love her and always think about her. So we'll rock out with her in our thoughts, slapping up some ponies. No. Today's gonna be a fun show, but I gotta tell you, I feel like every zombie movie ever created after Xbox's existence is like just based off of the life of Xbox, because apparently they're always dead, right? Like they're always in a state of death,
Yeah,
right? Nonstop. It's just perpetual death is the life that Xbox leads, apparently, right? They're the only ones who could be dead yet still lead. You know what I'm saying? Like
it's like
I don't
28 years later.
exactly. Yo, I don't get it. I don't get it. It's a wild time to be alive. You know what I'm saying? With the idea that no matter what happens, no matter what is happening, no matter what anybody says or does, we have to look at them and say, um, they're gonna die or they are dead. Right? Like I I don't get it. I don't get the scenario that needs to constantly exist. Um, like we are in the best time. Obviously, we're gonna talk about it, so I don't want to go too deep into it now. We'll talk about it once we talk about some of her crap. But um, I mean, it's wild, and I think it's really crazy when you see people who claim to be gamers continuously talk with blinders on, like the ponies they are, right? I mean, I guess it makes sense, as if they don't see the output, as if they don't see the quality that Xbox has been performing at. And what they want is for us to start thinking about shit that has nothing to do with us, right?
Yeah,
All we care about is the end result. It doesn't matter what happens, right? It doesn't matter anything that happens in between there. What we care about is the games that show up at our doorstep, right? And the Game Pass delivery method, right? I love that, but that gotta stay, right?
yeah.
But like everything else, what? Why do I care? I don't know. We're gonna talk about it though. We're gonna talk about it. I don't know if well, we did talk a little bit in the green room, and you saw the video. I saw the video. I don't know if you guys saw the video. So it's actually pretty. It's pretty crap. Like it's pretty whack in between. Like she's just kind of talking a bunch of nonsense. Obviously, the thing that everybody kind of held on to is at the end when she says Xbox. She thinks that Xbox hardware is dead, right? Um, so listen, we're gonna talk about it. It's gonna be a fun time. We're also gonna talk about how apparently Death Stranding 2 not really selling. Seems like the ponies have let Kojima down again. You know what I'm saying? That seems like it's a sad time for them.
That's all they ever do is let their exclusive deals down. I mean,
It is.
Rise of the Ronin flopped, Stellar Blade flopped. Final Fantasy Rebirth did not do as expected, neither did Final Fantasy 16. I'm just thinking of third-party deals that they locked up. I think Black Myth
Don't say too many truths.
sold 1 million on PlayStation and sold 9 million everywhere else, I think. I'm not 100% sure on that, but I do know that like 90% of the sales were in the East and they were mostly on PC, so it didn't sell like great having that, year of Sony. I can't think of any other games. Oh, Returnal, but they bought them.
It seems like pretty much anything associated with them doesn't do as well as they claim that things do over there. And again, we don't give a shit, but it's funny that it's happening to them because they give a shit so much. And then another thing that we're going to talk about, which your boy CMoney is fucking ecstatic. I might have let out a little screech when I read the scenario. Halo is coming, man. We got some info, and we're definitely going to talk about it. Very, very excited about that. So, guys, obviously, you guys know how we do here, man. We want to shout out all of our homies live in the building with us, man. You guys are the shit. Thank y'all so much for being here, rocking out with us, sharing your evening with us. It's going to be a fun show. So, thank y'all so much for being here. Of course, we do want to shout out our supporters over on Patreon and on YouTube memberships. Always remember that the show is brought to you by you. So, we thank you for your support. But of course, we do have to shout out our elite members. That's right. We have the homie Big Boy Mike, Dark Angelic, and Queen Witch. And then, of course, we have our inner circle members. That's right. It's our homie Big Mix Gaming and Pragmatic Eagle. Now, again, we love that support. We do appreciate you all so very, very much. But again, you know how we do here, man. You guys right now, live in the building, you are supporting us in such a major way, man. And we do truly appreciate you guys rocking out with us. That being said, I mean, you can't all be equal, right? I mean, this is not feasible. All right. And the reason is simple. Okay. 3 of you are the specials. 3 of you have risen above the rest. How have they risen above the rest, you might ask? Well, they were, in fact, the first 3 people in the door. That's right. We went live or we hit the button that there's a show happening. They're the first 3 people in the door, and we got to shout out our homies. Okay. So the question is, who are the top 3? Gotta say, this group here is getting a little used to this position. I don't know. I see a lot of 4th and 5th places that they keep trying, but it's like, oh, almost, but it's like, not quite. Right. So who are our top 3? Well, I could tell you right now, number 3 in the building is my Fallout 76 brother, my homie, motherfucking Cage, El Vampiro Borracho. Shout out to my boy Cage in the building, man. Thank you so much for being here, my brother. Number 3. That was number 3. Who's number 2? Well, it's almost shocking that this is even possible because of the age. But at 72, he's still kicking. Number 2 in the building is Music 72. He is not fucking around. Thank you, my brother, for being here, man. And then number 1 in the building, the best spot of the night. I gotta tell you, I feel like this has been a repeat for him. You know what I'm saying? It's been going on quite a bit now. It's our motherfucking homie, Relski in the building. Our boy, Relski. Best spot of the night, man. Thank you so much. If I had some confetti buttons or, musical instruments to play, they'll be like a horn, like "Bah, bah, bah, bah," something like that. You know what I'm saying? I think I just did it for you. You're welcome with the musical, vocals I put out for you. But shout out to our boy Relski, number 1 in the building, best spot of the night. He ain't fucking around. And remember, their names will be emblazoned on our banner for all of eternity, or at least until the show ends, whichever is sooner. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that right now so I don't forget because I be forgetting. All right. So first 3 people, we're gonna go here. We got our boy Relski. We got Music 72, and we got our boy Cage, El Vampiro Borracho. All right, that's money. Dunzo. Beautiful. I see that. There you go. You made it. You're done. Now, oh snap. Look at our boy. Do UK now, the broke boy inside that wit. That $2 super chat. First super chat of the night. He know what he's doing. He got his name on the list. I gotta go add it. He says, I think this is the earliest late CMoney has ever been. Listen, all right. I'm doing the right thing, getting here on time every single time. It's not my fault that sometimes that time is different for you and I.
Yeah, I mean, because I think what was it, Thursday? He had a show with Hargy, and I got there at like 10 o'clock, and I was on time to watch the show.
Oh, you were.
I was at the intro. It was like the intro.
All right. To be fair, we started at 9:30. You know what I'm saying? So
I was still in the intros. I was on time.
God damn it! Listen, that was on
beat the
purpose. That
I
wasn't
beat the
lazy.
topics. I beat the
That was
topics.
a
That's all that
choice.
matters.
I mean, actually, that's true. All right, let me get my boy. Do UK now. First super chat of the night. Now, I need to have like a fucking like saved special key for him just to hit it. Oh, boy, beautiful. There we go. Made it. Perfect. Okay. Cool. He's in. Let's see who else we got in the building. Let's see. So we do see that our boy, Mr. Teddy Keys. Yo, just for understanding, you have 1, 2, 3, 5 people win at the same time. It's just 3 people technically were the top. Number 4, same minute as everybody else. Mr. Teddy Keys in the building. My brother, thank you so much for being here. I see the homie Ryu Art, same time. God damn his picture. Look at the profile picture. Son of a bitch. My boy, thank you for being here, brother. I see Becca in the building. What's going on, fam? Power Boss, what's up, man? Says, let's go. Let's go indeed. I see Chill Blinton. What's up, man? Thank you. Appreciate you. Oh my god. Shit. Well, music has some words about this lady who is on our thumbnail. And that's he says she is just a bitter old woman who didn't get the recognition and promotion she thought she deserved. Oh shit. She did seem a little Karenish to me. I feel like she met that criteria a little bit. But you know, it'd be what it be. Be what it be. I see Vince C in the building. What's up, man? With the question. Xbox is dead again. Oh no, life is over. It's
How
just
can this be?
is there dreams, bro? Is there hopes in dreams for Xbox to die? It's crazy the desire that these people have. If they put this much energy into hoping that PlayStation will release games in a consistent manner, maybe they might have some games to play on that box that are not made by Xbox.
Maybe.
You know, the games that they claim to hate forever, right? Xbox games, the worst. They suck. Blech, crap. Oh shit, that's coming out over here. Pre-order.
Hey.
Bro.
Maybe if ponies actually supported Sony first party like they said they do, we wouldn't have 10 different copies of The Last of Us.
That's true.
Maybe.
Maybe if Sony made better games than these ponies claim that they do, people would actually buy said games.
Yeah.
This is the problem, right? It's like it's a circle of shit, right? PlayStation's not going to make better games because they know that nobody's going to buy them, and the ponies are just going to talk about it on Twitter, but they're not actually going to buy them. Therefore, this circle of shit is just what they will always live in. Yet, instead of dealing with their emotional situation, right, they do like every other loser out there dealing with all that type of shit. They try to focus all their anger somewhere else. And they always point it at Xbox. Xbox must die for them to live. This is crazy. It's crazy, but we're definitely going to have a fun time talking about it. User for games, what's up, my player? Thank you for being here, man. Oh shit, Chill Blitz says Xbox is dead. Season 350, episode 8500. Yo,
Yeah.
facts,
We're
bro.
there.
It's the truth. It's the motherfucking truth. James Kofi in the building. What's up, man? Thank you for being here. Appreciate you. Space Shot in the building. What's going on, man? Says Miss Fryer was a key part of the 360 success. Unfortunately, like many people in the industry, she can't divorce herself from success being exclusive games selling consoles. That's true for many people. Yeah. I mean, that's exciting for her, but like the 360 like was over 13 years ago now when it
Yeah.
ended. Um So it's over 15 years or maybe over 16, 17 years that she was relevant to anything. Cause at that point, it was the 360 was really front loaded with a bunch of crazy stuff. And then over time that kind of slowly, stopped. So um either way, it's just these people with their dreams of talking shit. But she could have just been that person that was like, "Oh, cool, she's part of 360 success." Instead, she wants to be on the other side of history. And this is the choice that people make. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
No, no, no. I wasn't saying 13 years and then adding it like I couldn't do the math, clowns. All right? I'm saying that 13 years is when it ended essentially, right? We're almost in 2026. 2013 is when the new consoles came out. All right. I'm saying that years before that moment is when she was relevant to it, right? She wasn't relevant at the end of it. She was relevant towards the beginning of it, right? Didn't you say it was like 2009 that homegirl?
Yeah, 2008, 2009 is when she left. Yeah,
2008, 2009. So you're talking actually
almost 20
closer
years away from
to,
almost 20 years away from the company.
yeah, it's like 17 years. You know what I'm saying? So I think, yeah, that's like a whole life of for somebody. You know what I'm saying? Like there's a bunch of people who are about to be adults next year who were born when she was part of this problem. You know what I'm saying? Or when she stopped being a part, actually. That's crazy. Come on, man. Let's stop the shit. Ryart, what's up, man? It says working, so won't type much. That's okay, brother. We could feel your presence. We appreciate you, man. Thank you for being here, bro. Music says pivot. Yo, friends. Fun fact. You know how much I love Friends. My friend's knowledge actually came into use because we were at our son's college orientation and like last week, and there was like a trivia section where they were giving out like shirts and cups and stuff like that from the school. And there was only like 6 questions. I got picked for one of them, and my question that I got was motherfucking Friends. Name them. Who the fuck knew that knowing their first and last names would be useful to me? And now I got a cool ass cup from the school. That's dope. See, never doubt the useless knowledge you may know because it may one day
Save it.
come and help you out. Just saying, feel like it makes sense to me. Max City Entertainment, what's up, man? Thank you for being here, bro. He says, sup with the family. What's up, homie? Thank you for being here. Hope all is well. These X thoughts, while in Sarabon runs Xbox, we don't care what these old X thoughts have to say. They put Xbox in this position in the first place. Damn. I mean, in a way, yeah. I mean, obviously something took place.
Yeah.
So APIMB, what's up, man? Thank you for being here, my brother. Appreciate you. Oh, my boy Coach in the building. What's up, man? Thank you for being here. Dark Angelic, what's good, my brother? Appreciate you, homie. Masshole 1977 in the building. What's going on, my brother? Outward Lyric, what is going on, man? Thank you for being here, bro. Doing well. Hope you're doing well. Our boy Jesse B in the building. What's up, man? Says, of course, someone out of the company for 20 years is gonna have a good idea of what they're doing today. That's clown behavior. And everyone that listens to her, those are facts. Let me tell you something though. She's not the only one that we're gonna like. I titled her, I put her in the picture because it's whatever. But like in this first topic, like this topic is gonna go a little wide because I hope he didn't think I would miss him. Fucking Mike Ibarra out in these streets again, popping lip. This is all part of the Xbox's dead narrative. And what are they doing? And they don't know where they're going, except they fucking literally came out and told you exactly what they're doing. But of course, they don't want to acknowledge, right? They want to just talk shit and yeah, so we're definitely going to talk about that as well. I see Mr. Kima in the building. Always checking out his tweets. He ain't fucking around. He's got some good tweets out there. You go follow Mr. Kima on Twitter or on X, as they say in these streets. I see Be Nice in the building. What's up, my brother? Thank you for being here, man. Appreciate you. Talis Ray, what's going on, my brother? Appreciate you rocking out with us. Sir Riffs a lot in the building. What's going on? Oh shit, I didn't see this. Our boy Dark Angelic in the building. Thank you, my brother, for being here. Thank you for that $5 super chat. Says, to be fair to Laura, if I woke up and saw Sarah Bond as the face of Xbox instead of me, I'd be bitter and jealous too. Oh shit. Wow. I feel like that was the people's elbow to the face. You know what I'm saying? Like I imagine The Rock running off the rope and just twisting around that 1 second before he drops and saying that shit and then dropping it to the face. Not to the chest, because definitely to the face. I feel that was a good one. Thank you, Dark. That was perfect. Oh, actually, let me update. He is the highest super chat of the night. So let's go ahead and put our boy Dark Angelic in there. Oops. All right, beautiful. Thank you, sir. All right. Obviously, do you came out the broke boy inside of my boy. Thank you for being here, bro. Jago6, what's up, man? Thank you for being here, brother. Stanky G55, what's up, homie? Thank you for rocking out with the fam. Demo Flow Gaming in the building. What's up, my dude? My brother. How you doing, man? Appreciate you. We'll see you Thursday. I see Archangel Nexus in the building. What's up, man? Thank you for being here, brother. Appreciate you, fam. Malcolm Xlax in the building. What's up, man? Thank you for rocking out, bro. Roski said, "Where's my fucking horns?" They're the ones that start. Maybe I should just clip the beginning of our thing. That right, boom. There you go. That's your victory horns. You know what I'm saying? It's just what it is. It works. Dun, 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 dun. Who's the see, buddy? Who's the ghost in the thumbnail? Sir Ripsala said. That's fucked up. That's the lady that we're all talking about saying this crazy shit. I don't even know her name. Laura Fisher?
Something.
Is that song? Fisher? Is it song?
I don't think it's Fisher, is it? Let's see.
Laura Bobbitt?
Lorena Bobbitt? I don't think she.
Lorena Bobbitt?
Are
they the same people?
No.
I don't know. I mean, they both were scorned, right? I mean, they were
Laura Fryer.
Oh, Laura Fryer, like fried chicken.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah, Lorena Bobbitt is famous for a whole different set of reasons.
Oh. Similar. Very close.
Both scorned. Yes.
Both scorned. I mean, that's the link, right?
Yeah. Both scorned.
I mean, that's just what it is. Like, she's just hoping that somebody at Xbox like calls her. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, why you write that or why you say that? This because you don't call me anymore.
Nah, I was thinking about it.
Bill left all red. Like
Xbox did that documentary. They had to have called her, and she wasn't in the documentary.
Or they didn't call her. And
that'd be even worse.
Fuck that chick. Was she in there?
No, she wasn't in the documentary. I thought about that being like a founding member.
Listen, 100%. That she would have been like, oh yeah, please, I'll be there. Because I even have a tweet. We're going to show it because we have a tweet from a year ago where she was like kind of on team Xbox. You know what I'm saying? So it didn't kind of make any sense. I mean, not that her opinion couldn't have changed, but it seemed like she wasn't scorned a year ago, which means previous to that, she should have been good to go to be in that documentary. But I think Phil was like, who's the potential list of people we can have? You think I'm gonna her? Fuck out of here. Scratched, threw away. That's why she all butthurt. She's like, why can't I be in the show, guys? Why? It's good times. Ron Slusher in the building. What's up, man? Thank you for being here. Kath Games, what's going on? Oh shit. She says, we here to talk about the salty lady. My ADHD made me jump back out of that video before she even said anything bad. Too many bad vibes. I gotta tell you, I haven't watched it until literally right before the show. I'm not gonna lie. because I saw all the takes from it, and I was like, you know what? Instead of just talking about the takes, let me hear it myself. You know what I'm saying? Like, let me hear the context. Let me hear what she's trying to say out there. And no, she's just salty. She literally said, we're gonna talk about it because I don't want to ruin the topic, but she says some heinous shit in there, like just kind of condemning herself, like just making her opinion just fucking worth shit almost immediately. But we'll definitely talk about it. But shout out to Kath Games. Thank you for being here, fam. Um Mac 22 TH54 in the building. What's up, my brother? Thank you for rocking out, man. Appreciate you being here, homie. Oh, see, this is the I feel like Sony benefits so hard from all this misdirection that is happening, right? Sony be having crazy shit going on, but nobody pay attention because everything is always focused on Xbox. I gotta tell you, on Twitter, always something from Xbox is always trending, right? People are nonstop talking about Xbox. Why aren't PlayStation has 70 plus million PlayStation 5s in the wild? You would think some of those motherfuckers can get PlayStation to trend. Death Stranding just dropped. Why is nobody talking about it? Oh, we know why, because we're gonna talk about it in the next topic. But still, right? It's just untrendable. Xbox stay in conversation nonstop. Xbox people talking about it, PlayStation people talk about it, PC people talk about it, Nintendo people talking about it, everybody talking about it. But it's dead. I've never seen nobody talk about dead shit more than when people talk about Xbox.
Xbox is doing so well that now they're conducting a smear campaign to hide that PlayStation is doing so poorly at the moment. You know, outside of anything but console sales, because I mean, these people are buying consoles to play free to play games and multiplayer games that nobody cares about the actual PlayStation games. They're buying everything but PlayStation games over there. But yeah, it's like we're gonna run this smear campaign to kind of hide from the fact that PlayStation's doing. Like, no one's talking about the mess that is PlayStation and Marathon and their live service initiative. Like, you talk about it for like a day or two, and then you go right back to shitting on Xbox.
Exactly. It's ridiculous. So even like Jag06, he says Sony needs to get ready for those lawsuits that are starting in 2026. They must appear in the UK court. In other news, the Netherlands also filed a $500 million lawsuit against Sony. But why won't anyone talk about this as a serious news? For somebody who's broke to have to pay all this money would be crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like, the idea of them having to do this is insane. But if this was Xbox having this happening, there is no place you would be able to turn where you wouldn't see the news. See the layoff situation that was supposed to happen Monday. Now is the first, and then tomorrow now is the day that is supposed to happen. And that's going to be another thing where they're all Xbox is dead, right? Xbox has more games already announced and ready to go for next year than PlayStation has ready to go for the next 5 years.
Yeah.
And Xbox, we should be worried. We should be worried about Xbox. Because you know what? If they have let goes, right? If they fire people, they're definitely going to fire all the important people. You know how PlayStation did with Bungie? Remember when Bungie let go people? They let go all of the top people, all of the people who had any say in anything that would happen in gaming that would matter to Bungie. They let them go. They left all the leftovers, right? But you think that Xbox will let go, and I'm not saying they won't let go people that but you think they're going to let go people that they don't think are going to be able to come through and finish these games or do the stuff that they're doing. Come on, man.
Yeah.
I don't know what they don't understand. Microsoft has now taken an interest in Xbox, right? And I don't mean now like today. I mean like ever since Xbox did what they did, they became a pillar, right? You saw what they did with Phil Spencer. They brought him up into the real executive level, not just head of the toy department that we were running, right? They are looking at Xbox as a core pillar to the business of Microsoft.
Yeah.
They are never going to let it die. Never. Never. That's not how this business works. This is not Nokia. This is not any of the other failed shit that has happened in the past, right? It's a core pillar, right? This is the reality of what it is. So, um, at the end of the day, Xbox is not going anywhere, whereas Sony, frankly, not play like so. To be clear, I don't think PlayStation, the brand, will go away. I think that would be stupid. I think they will print money for a long time because even what Xbox is doing, I know we hear a lot of people talking about Xbox like, oh, Xbox is doing this thing. So eventually people are going to see that there's more value in buying an Xbox because you can buy games from everywhere. Bro, they didn't see the value in Xbox when you get games for free if you subscribe for $20 for Game Pass, right? So I don't think that's going to change much at all, right? The core players, yes. But as you know, core is so small in comparison to the number of people who are buying these consoles over time that it's irrelevant, right? So this is not going to change that. So PlayStation will maintain a place as a store, right? For sure, right? Like
Yeah.
we don't need a store to go out of business. Why? That's like saying people who sell things want Walmart to go out of business. Like, no, they want Walmart in business because they want to sell their shit through Walmart, right? Same thing as PlayStation. Nobody wants their store to go away. What they should be concerned about, and this is the real truth, not this, oh my God, Xbox is laying off. No, the real truth is that if PlayStation's first party continues to only take and not give, if it's only a negative and not a positive, each of those studios are facing the possibility of not returning.
Like,
Okay.
yeah, like
Now,
there's a legit possibility that after forgot the name that of the new not Insomniac, Naughty Dog game.
the the prophet, the
Heretic or whatever.
some
If
shit.
yeah, if that game flops and Wolverine does not perform, like I mean, like really make them some money, it's a good chance that they Intergalactic.
Dark Angelic. Yep.
It's a good chance that most of the games they make are going to be AA from here on out. Really
I
good
mean,
chance.
you already heard Neil Druckmann kind of give his exit speech a little while ago, right? Where he said,
Yeah.
you know, my daughter is getting a certain age. I can't be doing this. I don't want to miss out. Like he's preparing the scenario where he exits. And that very well can be if Intergalactic comes out and shits the bed, right? And I'm
Yeah.
not talking about the game itself, because chances are, like, look, you everybody knows I'm a Naughty Dog fan. That's just what it is. I love Last of Us and all that shit. That's just my jam. The chances are that they're still going to put something decent together. I What makes me not excited about this is the idea that they're going to go Souls like, which will really annoy me, right? So like that's my biggest thing. But if that doesn't hit like financially, it's
Yeah.
not like, again, it's not like Xbox who has like these tiers of like, this game has to come out and do well, like your Call of Duties and shit like that, because those are the money makers. And then they have these smaller tiers like a Hellblade 2, where they're like, you know, it's does good enough, and as long as people are subscribing to Game Pass, that works for us. Like they have tiers, right? Where you can be safe in these different ways. PlayStation has no tiers. PlayStation told you we have one game a year. What do you think that means? That means that one game has to carry for first party funding, right? has to carry. It has to bring in the money for first party to make first party worth it every time.
And that
And
means there's like
it's
what
not looking good.
14 other studios that aren't making them any money that year.
But they're still spending the money on them,
Yeah,
right?
they're still
Money
paying
out,
their
no money in.
paying for all their benefits packages, their salaries, building maintenance, all that, but they're not getting any return from those studios on a year-to-year basis. That's a
Exactly.
lot.
I mean, at the end of the day, that's where the concern should be. But no one wants to look there, right? Nobody wants to talk about. If you look at any post I ever make mentioning the idea that their first party is not here, not performing, where's the games? All the PlayStation defenders come out and they will not acknowledge that they have a lack of first party. They all want me to believe that they say PlayStation is the best place for them to play because they love the ecosystem. What? The store? That's what you love? The store? What, the remote that essentially universally is known to be the inferior controller compared to the Xbox controller?
And they've taken away so many
What
good
is it, the
features from
PS
the
Plus?
UI. Like the PS Plus is bad. They don't give you really good games on the monthly games anymore. The subscription service is horrible. They get a couple good games here and there, but most of the time, by the time they get them, they're older. Um, the cloud saves being behind a paywall, that kind of sucks. And it's not like your saves get pulled from the cloud, like where you can any device you pop up on, you can automatic. No, you got to manually upload them to the cloud and then
Exactly.
manually download them from the cloud. It's not necessarily a
So my
convenient experience. They took away themes, which was really cool. A good way, like to kind of have your favorite games kind of be your screen saver or whatever. So they've taken away a lot of really good, unique features. They get hacked a lot. I mean, as far as the user interface, it's not all that anymore. I like the PlayStation 4's user interface a lot better. PlayStation 5, I'm not impressed. And there haven't been any improvements to the user interface on
They
PlayStation 5
really
this
don't
entire
normally
generation.
do that.
Yeah,
Like,
like
they kinda just make it and walk away.
Xbox has had several improvements to its user interface throughout the generation. It's like PlayStation doesn't invest in it after they put it out. There hasn't been many improvements to the UI at all.
I think they also, like, fired the people. Remember that we had a conversation about that
Yeah.
at some point where they let go of the teams who were responsible for all that
Yeah,
shit,
after
so
the PS5 Pro thing where they had like the custom PS5, like PS1 launch screen, PS2 launch screen, and stuff like that. After that, yeah, I think they let go of a bunch of people.
thanks, thanks. Yeah, that's this is wild. It's just wild. It's that misdirection. The media, these ponies, and at some point, I feel like the pony bots are in it. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah,
I feel like they're all invested in this idea of just moving past what's happening everywhere else, right? And then going ahead and be like, "Oh, Xbox is failing. Xbox is a
yeah,
problem." Come on, man. Stop it, bro. Stop it.
yeah.
So stupid. I never I challenge any one of these people, any one of them, Ponybot, fucking Pony, any of them. Show me how I'm losing by sticking with Xbox. That's what I want to know. Show me how I am losing by staying subscribed to Game Pass, enjoying my Xbox as the main console that I have, enjoying my PC, playing Xbox Game Pass games on there, enjoying my handheld, streaming games, downloading games there, playing all my Xbox first party games that I want to play. Now, are you telling me that games from 10 years ago, some of them are not there yet, or they haven't shifted that idea of getting all the other games over there? Sure. Okay. Fine. I can go play my Xbox if I need to play those games that are not on the handheld or on PC, or I could just stream them, right? I can do that. I have the flexibility to do that. You know who doesn't have the flexibility to do any of that shit? PlayStation. Nintendo, to be fair, has gone old school with their online subscription, and I do appreciate their subscription. It's like $20 a year, and you have access to basically all their old shit. If you do a family plan, and the upgrade is like $78 a year, I think I just looked because it's up
Yeah.
for renewal. But I get all their old games all the way up to now, up to GameCube. I also get old Sega games, all of them. They're just there. Pay $78 a year. I get that. I get the expansion pack. So any of these games that come out with a boost, I get that. So it's like that. Okay, fine. That has some value to me knowing
Yeah.
that that's there. But what does PlayStation have that matters to anyone? Xbox games now. Pretty much the only relevant thing.
They got a bunch of little niche games, a bunch of niche Japanese games.
Before, I'm talking about now. They don't have access to those games.
Yeah. Yeah. And Xbox, you can get the whole PS3 library if you want. You can get the whole PS2 and PS1 library if you want, and just emulate it on the system. It's a lot more games you can play on Xbox at the moment, if you really want to. Then you got the Activision classics, with the Ant Online, anything that's ABK that's
Yeah,
from
they
Ant
just
Online.
announced it was a what, like 1,000,000 downloads of that new arcade thing that they did,
Yeah,
the Activision arcade joint.
yeah, the Ant
Um,
Online, the retro, that ABK retros through Ant Online.
yep.
So
I mean, sounds like it's a pretty good W, I
yeah,
would
for
say.
sure.
Absolutely. Um, I see the homie Flint Dog in the building. What's up, man? Thank you for being here, bro. Says on her videos, she has stated that she hates Windows and exclusively uses Linux now. She uninstalled Windows after she left Microsoft. Coincidence? No, you're fucking spot on, bro. This is obviously a bitter person. You know what I'm saying? Just bitter. Okay. That's just what it is. Um, so I do see the homie Simple Jack in the building. What's up, my brother? Thank you for being here, man. Appreciate you. Thank you for that $5 super chat. Says not to pony bot here, but like 3 months after the 30th anniversary, they updated the UI. It was minimal. Biggest thing is added animated wallpapers. Finally, but
Yeah,
I mean,
that,
that's
that's that,
that's not a pony bot. And if we
yeah.
didn't
We
catch
said that.
it, that's fine.
Yeah, we
But
said
yeah,
they
I
did a
think
little
you
update
did say that.
at
But
the 30th
But that
anniversary.
doesn't compare to what Xbox has been doing, right? Xbox is constantly listening and trying to evolve until they get it right, and even then, they're still ready to move forward and figure out a new way to make it even better. But yeah, there's no stress. That's that's one time in how long?
Then
How long is
the generation.
PlayStation 5? It's been like 5 years, bro.
Yeah, and the
Just saying.
gens. Yeah, it's been about 2020, right? So yeah, about 5 years.
Yeah. So that's it's wild that how little that they've actually done. You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying? Like,
not a lot has been done to enhance the user experience on the UI of PlayStation 5. I'm not saying it's a horrible UI, but I like the PS4 better. Like, I think they took away some things that they probably should have left alone.
I mean, kind of is what it is with these people, and this Sony just kind of does it, and nobody cares. Nobody cares that Sony doesn't listen. Nobody cares that Sony makes no changes to anything. They literally could give three shits what anyone thinks as far as like PlayStation players are concerned. They just do what they think is the best thing. And the quotes that we have for them are wild, talking about like, yeah, we're gonna keep raising prices because they went ahead and um, people are actually paying for the higher tiers. So people
Yeah,
are paying for the higher tiers. So that means if we raise the price, then they will still pay. It's like That's some wild shit to come out here and
I think
say.
it's about 30%. They said like 30% of PlayStation players who subscribe to PlayStation Plus are on the higher tiers. So it's not that it's not like a big amount. It's a decent amount. Really, really,
But
I'd say a
but
fair
to
amount.
them, um,
So if it's 60
like
million PS Plus, it's like 20 million. Not horrible.
yeah, but like to them, they still saying that's enough to make us raise the prices because it'll justify it. Like
Yeah.
that's real wild.
Hey, you got
That's real
20
wild.
million suckers. Why not raise the price on them?
Exactly. I mean, that's the way they look at it. But
Yeah.
to like business is business, right? You
Yeah.
think about that shit in the back end, right? You're at your executive table, you're having this conversation, you do it. You come outside and be like, "Oh yeah, all these stupid fucks keep paying for the higher tiers, so we'll just raise the price and we're good." You know what I'm saying? We are golden. Like that's wild to come out here and say and have nobody give a shit about. Just a fart in the wind. You know what I'm saying? No, nobody even looks. I see Sin in the building. What's up, man? Thank you for being here, bro. Appreciate you. Michelle Alexandria. Thank you for rocking out with us, man. Appreciate you rocking out. Appreciate you. Shrek plus Mike Wazowski. What's up, man? Appreciate it. Look, says imagine being a pony today and hiding that you secretly pay for Game Pass for years. Yeah, that's real wild. That's real wild. Mm-mm. I see Duke Togo in the building. What's up, man? Thank you for rocking out. He says the calm before the storm. The layouts will be revealed tomorrow. Well, I'm glad I don't have a show tomorrow, so I don't have to talk about it tomorrow. But we'll be back Thursday, and if it happens, we'll see what they're what they're doing, and we'll deal with it with the factual information if there is any. Because everybody was saying it was going to be Monday, and then Tuesday. Now it's Wednesday.
We've been
Not
talking about these layoffs for
doubting
like
it, but also
2 weeks now. I would totally laugh if it didn't happen.
that would be the funniest part because that would ruin a lot of people's
Credibility.
work. But it's like that. What's his name? Jason
Schreier.
Schreier. He's like that. Like I don't want to say anything mean. He's just like like you don't see him until he has some shit to say. You know what I'm saying? Like typically, like he's kind of irrelevant until he comes out and says something. And now that he's with like Bloomberg, he doesn't really talk too much like random shit. At least I don't. From what we don't get like I base it off of our shows, right? So if I'm not out here, you know, talking some shit about something that Jason Schreier said, then typically that means that he's not really out here popping too much lip, right? So if he crawls out of his little dungeon to say something, it's typically, you know, he has some reason for it, whether it's as big as it is or as small as it is or small or whatever the fuck. We'll find out, right? If any, but we'll see. We'll see. Cubini Games in the building. What's up, man? Thank you so much for being here. Appreciate you, homie. Duck of Death in the building. What's going on? I see Serve in the building. He says, I'm here because Xbox is dead. Facts. Facts. Oh, man. Oh, shit. Cat Games. It's fucked up. She says, Bobby, damn, we're old. Gotta cut off those references.
Now, when you say
Listen,
cut off those references, was the pun intended?
damn. Oh shit. Yo, I think the pun was intended. That's how old we are, because we think that shit funny. But this is the thing. If I don't have old references, I got no references. You know what I'm saying? Because I stopped picking up new ones. I stick to what I know. You know, the game is too crazy out there nowadays.
Yeah.
I can't mess with that. Oh my god. Oh, that's funny. Let me see. Who else? Who else in the building? Yo, I'm still far away. Yo, One Punch Jedi. What's up, man? Thank you for being here, bro. Appreciate you, my brother. Thank you for rocking out with us. The Jesse James in the building. What's up, man? Thank you for being here. Fillmore Pockets, what's going on, playa? Thank you for rocking out, man. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. Um, all right, all right, all right. I'm just gonna kind of zoom. I might skip some people by mistake. Oh, Trey Bone in the building. What's up, fam? Thank you for rocking out. Just trying to get to the end so I can get started. G Maybe in the building. What's up, my player? Thank you for being here, homie. Appreciate you. Bounty in the building. What's up, man? That Ninja. What's going on? Dip Down Anime. What's up, fam? Thank you for being here. I saw one of your videos the other day, bro. I didn't even know you were out here doing that. The Dip Down Anime is like really about anime. Like he has like a channel.
Yeah.
Him and
I've heard King talk about him a lot.
yeah. That's why I heard about it. That's dope. So keep rocking, bro. You the man. Let me see who else. Dun 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 dun. That one guy in the building. What's up, man? Mogs E. What's going on, player? Thank you for being here. Live Supremacy in the building. What's up, fam? What's up? All right. Let's get started. I got my Libro. Pen. All right. So we gotta take our chapters. And by the way, not that anyone would say anything about it. When I wasn't doing them, I heard about it. Now that I'm doing them, it's just like, oh, it was supposed to be here. I have been pretty on point with my timestamps. Okay. Those chapters are being used and put up. So you're welcome to those who use them. All right. Just saying. I got a lot of smoke because I wasn't using the chapters I was taking. Now we're using them. All right, let me get this going. I It's not a long video. It's like 12 minutes or some shit like that. I initially thought that we would kind of talk about it, like watch it and talk, like watch along. You know what I'm saying? Like we've done with uh other interviews or other kind of videos, but I really don't want to watch her talking again. You know what I'm saying? Like I got my fill. I can't do a double banger. You know what I'm saying? Like back to back. Like I just watched that shit. Like I can't do it again.
It's like in your 20s anymore.
Yeah. So I already put in my my time on that one. So we're just gonna take the words of VGC news and we'll rock with that. All right, because I can't keep going with that shit. All right, let me go take my chapter. Bim, right here. All right, so chapter 1. I have it here. Xbox hardware is dead again, says the ex Microsoft employee. Oh man, if you don't know who this ex Microsoft employee is, her picture is on our thumbnail. Okay, but we're gonna dive into the words she has to say, and then maybe we could come to a conclusion definitively whether or not Xbox is in fact dead and their hardware is effectively dead. Okay, so VGC has this tweet they put out. It says one of the founding members of the Xbox team has questioned Microsoft's multi-platform gaming strategy and said they believe the Xbox hardware business is effectively dead. She doesn't say effectively. She says that she believes that the Xbox hardware is dead. But sure. Let's go ahead and I gotta share the screen too. Boom. All right. So there you go. The quote is I think Xbox hardware is dead. That's the literal shit that she said. Says Microsoft gaming veteran. Founding member of the Xbox team questions Microsoft multi-platform games strategy. All right, that's over again. All right. Microsoft left many pondering the future of Xbox hardware this month following the announcement of multiple partnerships with external hardware companies such as ROG Ally, MetaQuest, and multi-year deal with AMD. First of all, let's stop right there because, bro, AMD, you're gonna list here. You're gonna list AMD, ROG Ally, MetaQuest, and AMD as if AMD hasn't been making their shit, making everybody's shit the entire time.
Yeah.
Like, this is only news in the way as they're just saying, like, hey, we're still rocking with AMD. That's the news, right? Like, this is not a again, he said announcement of multiple partnership with external hardware companies. AMD, they make the chip, sure, but come on, man. Let's not act like this is some new exclusive shit.
I wouldn't consider AMD a hardware company in the sense that they're
the hardware
talking
is the
about
chip, not hardware like a handheld or a fucking console, right?
Yeah.
The ROG Xbox Ally in particular hints at the potential direction of travel for Xbox, since it runs Windows and is effectively a portable PC that can even run games purchased from external stores such as Steam. Okay, real quick before he goes into Laura. I mean her conversation, not into her. So like, it's so stupid the way people are talking about the Xbox Ally as if it's not like they already have the ROG Ally, the ROG Ally X, the Lenovo Go, the MSI Claw, the Steam Deck technically. Like, these are all devices that can go that run on Windows. I mean, Steam doesn't run on Windows, but you can still download Windows or install Windows. And they're all portable PCs, right?
Yeah.
This is just factual. This has been out. That is not the hype for the Xbox Ally. I don't know why they keep trying to make it so generic and plain. It's not that. They are making the software that's going to run on that hardware that is going to make your library the easiest it's ever been to be right there at your fingertips. Just be able to access whatever games you want. And it is a Xbox hardware production. They made that. They worked with ROG Ally. They designed it. They did it. iPhone, let me tell you a secret, okay? The iPhone is not made by motherfucking Apple. They design it. They design the chips, but all those things are built elsewhere. All of them built elsewhere using parts that are not designed by Apple. I mean, I'm sorry, that are not made by Apple, right? They design it and then it's built. Most things that are fabricated or manufactured are the same. They're designed somewhere and then there's a place that manufactures them. This is not a hard idea to get behind. Bro, guess what? Your Xbox Series X was not manufactured by Microsoft. Oh shit. We done fucked it up. I can't. Hi, Doodle. Hello. We done fucked it up. We done exposed it. Right? Microsoft, I can't see you. Baby, you need something? Oh. Pharaoh, real quick. Just what, like, fill in what I'm saying. Like, tell me if am I crazy, right? Like, why are they trying to be so generic with it?
Yeah, I mean, it is very interesting that they are taking this route as far as just the ways that they're attacking this Xbox ROG Ally and exactly who is making it. I mean, it never really mattered who made these devices. I mean, I've said it before. No one cares who makes these Android devices. Why do we care who's actually making the physical Xbox device? They partner with ROG Ally, and the attacks seem to be coming from everywhere. So we can continue reading. The ROG Ally in particular hints at the potential direction of travel for Xbox since it runs Windows and is effectively a portable PC that can even run games purchased from stores such as Steam. The handheld is the subject of the latest video from Laura Fryer, one of Microsoft Game Studios' first employees, who now creates YouTube videos commenting on issues in the gaming industry. During her lengthy Microsoft career, Fryer shipped numerous games as a producer, including the original Gears of War games, and was director of Xbox Advanced Technology Group after leaving Microsoft in the late 2000s. She was general manager of WB Games Seattle, which went to shit, and later Epic Games Seattle, which also went to shit. So she doesn't have a history of success after leaving Microsoft. That's one thing, but it's just like I said, like CMoney was saying, it's just an attack on this hardware. For all the years that the Xbox PC app has been going on, I haven't heard any complaints outside of the Xbox community regarding the Xbox PC app. Yes, us in the PC and Xbox community have told Xbox the features that we want to see to make this improve. But it's like ever since this handheld got announced, it's like it's a complete teardown of the Xbox application, the ecosystem, the games. Like we've been saying that we love the Play Anywhere feature, the fact that we can just pop open our PC and play games that we started on our Xbox on the PC or on our phone. But all of a sudden, now that they're creating a handheld that's dedicated to that thing that we love, it's somehow a bad thing. You're not playing your native console games or whatever else they can come up with. I've heard so much these past 3-4 weeks since the Xbox showcase regarding this piece of hardware.
The fact that they are hinging on this idea that it can't play every game in your library, bro. These motherfuckers are auditioning to be in the next Marvel joint with how far they're reaching, right?
Yes.
Like they're on some Stretch Armstrong shit. You know what I'm saying? Like they are going the furthest ever. No, like arms have never reached so far. It is crazy that you think I sit here and say, man, I better have access to every fucking old game that has ever been released in all of time and humanity, or fuck this handheld.
There has
No.
never been a handheld that has been released by a platform holder that allowed you to do that. The Vita never allowed you to do that. The Game Boys never allowed you to do that. So there's always been some sort of, even the Steam Deck. You can't play every game on Steam on the Steam Deck. There's never been a handheld that has allowed you to play all your games. It's never been a thing. It's never existed.
But they're trying to angle it. Even her, she brings it up. Like, yo, maybe you want to go back and play those old ass games you worked on this handheld for whatever reason. Sure, cool. Then don't buy it, fam. But guess what? You know what I know? I know we just had a showcase that showed me brand new games that are all coming out, and they're all Xbox Play Anywhere. Every new game that I want to play will be there. Now, somebody is going to come out and say, but Grand Theft Auto is not going to be on PC, so you can't play Grand Theft Auto. Fam, son, listen, son, fam. I have an Xbox, so I can play it there locally. I have a handheld that I can stream from my Xbox anywhere, the whole world, wherever I am. I can stream to my Xbox and play Grand Theft Auto there if I would like. I have no hindrance in me being able to play Grand Theft Auto 6. You know what that means for me right now? If they don't put the ability to play Xbox games and not the PC version of Xbox games, then I'll just play something else on the handheld and then wait to play on the console when I can. I mean, this is really a non-issue, right? But they think they have some bars to drop. Like, no, you don't. You sound stupid. Let me get my boy RC Polygon in the building. Thank you, my brother, for being here, man. Thank you for that $5 super chat. Says we all know these people who are complaining about Xbox hardware are the same people who cried about Xbox buying ABK and they said Xbox is a monopoly. Facts. They're also the same people who hope that Xbox goes away, but then also the same people that you're going to see whenever they announce a layoff talk about, oh no, all these poor people who got laid off, we're supposed to be sad for them, as if wishing Xbox's death doesn't come with people losing their jobs. It's bullshit. All these people are full of shit. That's the reality. That's the reality of what it is. I see Lemon in the building. What's up, fam? Thank you for being here, homie. 108 Dragons. What's up, player? Newest game, the game adaptation newscast. What's up, fam? I see you, player. Night of Cypher. What's up, homie? All right, let's continue with this article. Here, the handheld is the subject of the latest video from Laura Fryer, one of Microsoft Game Studios' first employees, who now creates YouTube videos commenting on issues in the gaming industry. During her lengthy Microsoft career, Fryer shipped numerous games as a producer, including the original Gears of War games. You know what? That's right. Without her, we wouldn't have Gears of War. I mean, fuck Epic, right? They didn't do shit. Definitely Laura Fryer, you know, her producer role on Xbox's side, but I get it for sure. And was the director of the Xbox Advanced Technology Group. After leaving Microsoft in the late 2000s, she was general manager of WB Games Seattle and later Epic Games Seattle. Interesting. Fryer's latest video ponders the future of Microsoft Xbox business, with the platform holder championing a new cross-platform strategy under its Xbox Anywhere marketing, and explains why she's concerned it could represent the start of a slow exit from the gaming hardware business for Microsoft. In the video, Fryer calls the Xbox Anywhere message just marketing and style with no substance, and says she believes the ROG Xbox Ally, as essentially one of ASUS's portable PCs rebranded, offers little attraction to consumers. Real quick, just so I know, the other ROG Allies, they look just like the Xbox Ally X, right?
Oh, no.
They all have the grips. They all have that. Like, that's all.
They don't have the controller handles. No.
They all interesting. Okay, cool. And they all have the Xbox chip with AMD.
No,
I don't think so. Okay, cool. Just want to make sure. Says, obviously, as one of the founding members of the Xbox team, I'm not pleased with where things are today. I don't love watching all of the value that I helped create slowly get eroded away, she says. Fun fact, they were going to shut down Xbox, and now it's a pillar. So I think the value that you think you created is actually not the value that's there today. The value is much higher today, right? So you might have started the value, but your value was going to go away. And now we have Xbox not only crushing it out there, but cementing themselves to be around forever, right? Like, that is what we see today, which is pretty wild.
Yeah.
She says, I'm sad because from my perspective, it looks like Xbox has no desire or literally can't ship hardware anymore. So this ROG Ally partnership is about a slow exit from the hardware business completely. So just to be clear, from my perspective, is what she says. Even though Sarah just came out and said they're building their, or they have their hardware coming. Multiple hardware, not just one. Hardware partners, first party partners, first party, hardware boxes. They're doing it all, but they're exiting. Gotcha. Gotcha. So if you have a box with an Xbox logo on it and it's a console that you could purchase at a relatively reasonable price, and they make first party games on there that go into Game Pass day one, and you get to play all those games, experience all those games, and do it all on a dashboard that's similar to the Xbox and the Xbox PC dashboard, everything Xbox related, but that would not be a console. That would be nothing. I don't know, man.
Yeah. Do you remember when the PS5 first came out and like you had some people like making like custom PS5s, like it was like completely water cooled and all that, and people were all in love and wishing that they could purchase one of those? Like this is Microsoft is basically doing that. They're allowing other people to make versions of their hardware that people would love to purchase, but they're also still going to make the reference hardware. So,
exactly. Just like they do on Windows.
Yeah.
Right? They make laptops that are theirs, but that doesn't stop other people making them. Makes no sense. Not a problem at all. I see you 108. Only handles the X1. Well, the Z1 is the base handle, the base one, right? We got the Z2 Extreme going into the Xbox Ally X. That's the monster. But I mean, at the end of the day, again, this is all just bullshit narrative that it makes no fucking sense, dude. Like, again, I already told you, right? There's a whole war that exists out there outside of consoles for phones, right? You got Apple users and Android users, right? Again, iPhone users, what are they in love with? It's the Apple design, and it's the Apple software, and it's the Apple design chips now that are extremely powerful and is great and blah 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 blah. But where is the Apple factory? Nowhere. Nowhere. There is no Apple factory. Okay? They don't make these products. No one does. So at the end of the day, as long as Xbox is making their box the way they want it to be made, give a fuck who's putting it together. What does it matter to me? If they designed it, I don't give a shit who's fucking making it. That makes no sense. I don't give a shit. I don't care. Yeah. It doesn't hurt me in the slightest.
Like I said, with Android, nobody cares who makes the Android phone. Well, some people care who makes it, but it's an Android.
Well, everybody has their own preferences, right?
Yeah.
But it's just Android, right?
Yeah, it's just Android. You know, some people want a Red Magic, some people want an Asus, some people want a do they still make LG cell phones anymore? I don't know. They make the Google Pixel. You know, there's a lot of different options out there. Hey, Sony makes an Android, you know.
Just saying, like, at the end of the day, what does it matter, right? All those people are repping Android, like Serve, right? He said, look at him, right? Literally the exact case of what I'm talking about. He says, proud Android user here. He didn't say proud Samsung user here. He didn't say proud LG or Asus. I think they make a phone. Amazon, I think, has a phone, or these people, right? Like, he didn't say the maker. He said the software.
Yeah, Android.
Right? That's literally all that anybody cares about. As long as it has the Xbox OS, that's what I want. I want the experience where I'm getting a console-like experience in my hand. When I have a new console, that's what I want. I want the console-like experience. On my old PC, I want them to update it so I could turn it into a console-like experience. I just want the console-like experience. That's it. Anything else is fake outrage, bro. It's fake outrage. If we go ahead and look at Xbox's first party capabilities and what they've demonstrated, these are not just thoughts. We are past the idea stage. Ideas are done. We have the actual games in our hands now. We have experienced an onslaught of games like never before, and we are still in the midst of it. It's still happening. It's still happening. There's like 7 more games that are supposed to come out this year. Just
Yeah,
this
but
year, and Phil already announced what? Halo, Gears, Forza, and Fable?
yeah, me and you are always debating about when they should release these damn games because they have so many to drop. We know that some of these games are done, like completely done, ready to go, but it's just a matter of right time, right place.
100%. 100%. But they think that doing this stuff, you know what it is? And sadly, there's so many people that want to see Xbox go away or to see Xbox fail. This is their desire, their hope, and their dream. That when you do one of these things, when you put out a hit piece like this is what it is. It becomes a conversation piece. It becomes something that everybody talks about, and it becomes a you know gets a wave of popularity, right? It becomes something to talk about because of the bullshit that it is saying, right? And it only works in Xbox's direction. The bullshit has to spew towards Xbox. If somebody put out a post saying all this shit about PlayStation, it would disappear. It would get snuffed out. You know what I'm saying? Like it would come out, somebody might say something about it, and then it will be gone. No one will look again. That is the reality of what happens. And again, the funny thing is when the, it's all going to come to a point where it's going to be too late for them to speak out. And before you know it, we're going to start hearing about downsizing of their only fucking 10 teams and only with like 6 franchises or 5 franchises that anybody gives a shit about. So I don't care how many you could put as many logos as you want on PlayStation screen. There's only like 5 studios that matter, roughly, somewhere around there, right? Very little, maybe 5 or 6 or 7, somewhere around there, but still very low amount. So much so that they only have 1 game a year that they can put out, right? And that's their goal. Understand that wasn't guaranteed 100% happening. That's their goal. Like last year, it was their goal to release a one big banger, and they released Astro Bot. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, it's just it's bullshit. Let me get our boy RC Polygon in the building. Thank you, my brother, for being here, man. Thank you for that $10 super chat. New biggest super chat of the night. I will update the banner. It says back in the day, Valve had third-party consoles called Steam machines. The media said these are the entrance for Valve to get into the console market, but now it's Xbox. It's not an Xbox, and Xbox bad. Yeah, it's wild. So the Steam machines failed not because it was a bad idea, it's because it wasn't using Windows. So
Yep.
all the games did not work over there, and everybody had to go ahead and make a custom version of the game. And from my memory, that layer that they now have, Proton or whatever the hell that shit's called, that allows you to run your regular games, your Windows-based games on Steam's like the Steam Deck and shit like that. I don't think it was either it wasn't around or it was very primitive where it did not just work. So
Yeah.
buying one of those boxes, you only got to play what people made for it, right? Like or like adapted their game for.
But
And
even still, if the game's not Steam Deck verified, it doesn't necessarily run the best on the Steam Deck in a lot of cases.
fact, so as as an example, we have a game that we're playing that if it's not a full release yet. Obviously, it's we're getting an early look of it, but when you play it on your PC on Steam, beautiful, no problems, right? Controller works, everything works well, right? When you play on like the Steam Deck or ROG Ally or something like that through their Steam, it's not verified. So it turns on and you can do some things, but like the controller doesn't work right, like it just doesn't operate correctly, right? Because it's
Yeah.
not verified. right? So even though it's on Steam, I cannot play the game on the Steam Deck or on the ROG Ally through Steam because it's not fixed for it yet, right?
Yeah.
Which is that's a problem, right? So, um, at the end of the day, it's it's all just a crazy like smoke screen that they want to put up to get everybody focused on this side and Xbox bad, Xbox is an issue, and let's just ignore everything that's happening elsewhere, right? Um, but let me see if there's any more to this thing. Okay, so this is this is where she says the famous line. She continued, personally, I think Xbox hardware is dead. The plan appears to be to just drive everybody to Game Pass. And let's be clear, it has a lot of value. I'm thinking that might be why they decided to charge $80 for Outer Worlds 2. And here's the thing, maybe it will work. Okay, so real quick, because she says they're dead, but then they're alive. So it's just hardware that's dead, but there's still going to be hardware. Look,
Wow.
I need to say this right now so that there's no fucking bullshit. If Xbox said, "Hey, you know what? We're only going to design the baseline of the Xbox OS, and we're gonna put a list of minimum requirements together, and everybody else, I want every manufacturer out there to go ahead and make their Xbox. It will be a console experience. It's just going to be whatever make and model you want of it. It's still car, it's just a different make and model, right? So if they went ahead and said that tomorrow, I just want to know, how would that affect me if they say there's a minimum spec, you have to use this new controller we have. It runs every Xbox game ever made. It runs every future Xbox game native. Like, I just need to understand. Am I going to be expected to say Xbox is dead? Is that going to be the case?
No, I don't think so. And the thing I find funny about this statement of their plan just appears to drive everyone to Game Pass. How do you drive people to Game Pass without hardware? Like, you can imagine a world where Xbox doesn't make hardware and Xbox hardware doesn't exist anymore. Like, so they're gonna force Steam to accept Game Pass on there, and all those third-party games that come inside of Game Pass are just gonna force that to happen. They're gonna force PlayStation to have Game Pass on there. Like, how are they gonna sell Game Pass without hardware? Like,
I mean,
how
you
does
have to
that
play it
happen?
on something.
Yeah,
Has
you
to be
gotta play
played
it
on
on you
something.
gotta play it on something, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
And you
So,
can't.
I mean, honestly, let me chat, let me know, right? So if they announce that they have a minimum spec guide, it has to be at least this fast, at least this powerful, at least this, at least that. Game Pass, every game has to work from your entire back catalog of every Xbox game that currently works now. Like, I need to know why I should be furious or upset or scared if I know that right now the Series X that I have right there looking right at me is just a box that was designed by Xbox, has all the minimum specs of what they wanted in that box, and they picked the parts and pieces that were going to go in that box, and then another place actually put that box together.
Yeah.
What is the difference from one factory who's making it to a different factory who's making it? How is it different that the Xbox chose Microsoft chose this company to manufacture the parts and pieces that go in that box, and then if it's a Asus Xbox, they have their manufacturing that they're going to want to use, or the company they use for their manufacturing. If it's a Samsung box, they're going to manufacture it the way they want. Like, how I'm just when you buy a graphics card, okay, and you get an NVIDIA Jeep, I got a 4090, okay? I have 3 4090s. All 3 manufactured by different people. When I turn on each one of them, they play the games the same. They do everything the same. What the fuck is it the difference that I have one that's the Founders Edition and 2 that are made by different people?
Yeah, nobody says that's not a 4090. That's a Asus.
It's still fucking 4090. I mean, how?
No one
Like,
says
how
it's an MSI. No, that's why this conversation just kind of like blows my mind, because we see this example in every other facet of technology, and we don't have these weird asinine arguments. And I really just think they want to kill the ROG before it ever comes out, because Xbox has a chance to, well, not just Xbox, but Windows has a chance to instantly become the dominant handheld in the market upon release, upon first month of release. Steam Deck, for as great as it is, it's not that many units out there to where Xbox couldn't overtake them in a month or two, because you have to go directly to Steam to purchase them, as opposed to being able to walk into Best Buy or Walmart or Target. Like, there's going to be a lot more casual purchases with, that particular item, as opposed to the Steam Deck, where you're limited to going directly to Steam to purchase it. So they stand a really strong chance of being the dominant handheld in the market by the end of the year. And I think people don't want that. I think PlayStation people see the forest through the trees, or the trees through the forest, whatever the saying is. I think they see it. I think Laura Fryer sees it because she's a Linux lover. I think even Steam sees it. Everyone's talking about Steam OS, and I know Steam OS is great, but the thing is you're not walking to the store and buying these devices that have Steam OS. Like, you have to actually go out and search these products out. So I think people see that, and they're concerned that Xbox is going to have such a strong foot in the hand, because as soon as this handheld got announced, all of a sudden there's a PlayStation handheld that they know all the specs for, apparently, that PlayStation probably doesn't even know the specs for. That's supposed to be coming out.
Yeah, they're gonna let PlayStation know the specs.
Yeah,
they're gonna let them know.
Yeah.
And look, this is the thing. Like, the handheld, but the console, it's all the same, right? At the end of the day, the vision is clear. They're taking Xbox and putting it on the path of Windows. Okay, Windows is PC. They own the idea of what PC is. No matter what other way you look at it, no matter how you try to cut it apart or give it smoke, at the end of the day, Windows is the de facto platform of PC. Just is what it is, right? That doesn't mean there's little circles and clusters of people who want to do Linux and want to do this other stuff and blah 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 blah. And even those people, in that very video, she admits that although she hates Windows, and she took it off from all her computers, right? All quotations, because this is the way that people talk to make you feel like they did something like that, right? But in reality, she then says, but you obviously know that some things will only run on Windows. So I have one of my PCs that can dual boot into Windows. So that means you still have Windows, no matter how you cut it. So when Xbox takes this from hey, that one box in your living room, that's an Xbox, that's it, that's the only way. When they turn from that to open to other manufacturers making it, like you said, when you go into a Best Buy, it's not going to just be one little option in the corner. You'll have, the same way you have a row of PCs, you'll have a row of Xboxes made from different people who are all giving you a viable Xbox experience. It just depends on your budget and what little features you might want added on top of it. Outside of that, once that becomes the norm, where Xbox is just this huge platform that gamers get to game on from any entry point. They get to game on the Xbox platform, get Game Pass, day one games, nonstop. Have Xbox invest more and more on high quality first party content because, unlike what Miss Fryer sat there and said, um, Xbox has been crushing it with games. She tries to act like Xbox has forgotten how to make good games. Let's fall back. Let's stop the cap because clearly all you're exposing is that you're not really much of a gamer anymore, right? You're stuck in those back in the day games where that's the only way you were going to play. You're not looking at everything else they have going on. They have released banger after banger, literally since Redfall. Everything has been amazing. Now, it might not be in the genre that you give a shit about, no problem. But the people in that genre enjoy that game. People who, like me, were open to these other genres fell in love with. People like Doodle, who sat there and put God knows how many hours into our History Untold, right? Like, that's the power of Game Pass. That's the power of what's happening here. And Xbox going ahead and taking the Xbox, turning it from a solo box to an operating system that anyone can go ahead and partake in and make their own device and say, I like your Xbox, but I could make one better. So I'm going to make my own and put it out there. Come on, man. Come on. Come on. That's the fear they have. They have the fear of takeover. She just admitted that she hates the fact that Windows exists. She loves Linux. She hates the fact that that Windows is so dominant. You can clearly see that as much as she says, oh, I worked on it and I don't want to see it die. But then she does the video, right? Saying that it's already dead. That's what these people want. She wants vindication. She wants Xbox to think they fucked up when they let her walk out the door. That's where she is sitting right now. She doesn't want to see Xbox prosper without her. She thinks that she was the one who made that value. She thinks she was the one. When in reality, Xbox was taken to the next level by Phil and Sarah and Matt Booty. That's the Holy Trinity that took them there. And to be fair, the godfather of them all, Satya, saying, yeah, I'll write that check. That's the team that made Xbox the value that it is. You, Laura, with all due respect, are a relic of a past time that, frankly, if it wasn't for the Holy Trinity that exists now, your plan would have been Xbox is dead. That's would have been what we would have had if they stuck with your way. The new way is the way that takes us to the promised land of gaming, right? And let's be clear, 100% is the promised land of gaming. You are now literally free to choose how you want to interact with the platform instead of being dictated. Imagine a world where you didn't have to buy that ugly, shit looking PlayStation 5 because another OEM could have been like, Sony is on crack, and I'm not going to make a PlayStation that looks like that. I'm going to make a better looking PlayStation. And you know what? My PlayStation is not going to be variable. I'm going to make it powerful enough that they can cook at both speeds being high, right? Like, that is a world that PlayStation people would have appreciated if that was an option. But because they know it's not an option and frankly might never be an option, they want to go over here and act like what Xbox is doing is somehow going to cause their downfall. That what Xbox is doing is somehow going to hurt Xbox players. Fam, you are still stuck in the same console war bullshit that Xbox don't have exclusives no more. No. Come on, man. Come on. Stop it. Stop it. You look stupid. How long are you gonna cry like that? How long? How long is it gonna take? What, when I can access my stuff from any manufacturer, when I can buy any piece of hardware and access my stuff, but you're still stuck with whatever stupid ass console that they make on PlayStation side?
Yeah.
Imagine a world where the Nintendo Switch was able to be made by people who weren't Nintendo, followed their baseline, but said, you know what? Maybe we won't make it weak as a piece of shit and have it be more powerful and actually be able to compete with games that are released on these other things. And all Nintendo has to do is unlock the settings so that they can let that shit go to 60, let it go to 120, let the textures, let the company make some HD textures that can fit, that actually look good on your screen. Imagine that world. You can't, because you're saying to yourself, Nintendo will never do that. PlayStation will never do that. And because they will never do that, you want to make that world look like it's a problem. You want to make that world look like it's the wrong direction to go. Are you fucking ridiculous? Are you fucking ridiculous? How is it the wrong direction when you can still buy that weak ass Switch the way you want it? You don't have to go to the OEMs who are making better versions. You can sit there and just play your weak shit version of Switch. And then when your friend pulls up with their dope ass Switch and be like, how come your game looks like that? Well, because I got the better one, bitch. Like, that's why, right?
Yeah.
When you roll up to your friend's house and you're like, yo, why your PlayStation looks so cool? Mine looks like a fucked up VJ. You know what I'm saying? Like, it don't look great, right? Because they had choice and you don't. If that case, you still can buy your shit looking stuff. You can still get the generic version of whatever you want. If Xbox comes out with a console that they design on their own and they're just doing their own manufacturing with their partner and they're not labeling it with Samsung or ROG, Asus or Dell or any of these other people, if they just make their own and it looks good and it runs great and that's awesome and that's the one you want to buy, then fucking buy it. But if another one comes out and it's way more powerful and it looks way better and it is faster and it does everything else, don't be a bitch about it. Just either go buy that one or just shut up, play your version, and let the people who fucking want to spend more get the shit that they want.
Yeah, people may
Am I
not
crazy,
remember,
Kyle?
but no, I don't think you're crazy, because if people remember back in the day with the N64, N64 kind of had their own OEM version where you could make your Nintendo 64 stronger. You could pull out the pack that they had in there, and you could buy one that was that made your system more powerful. And it was they were made by different companies. They weren't all made by Nintendo. So I mean, even Nintendo has kind of dabbled in this at times where it made sense. This isn't our first time seeing this, and it's nothing wrong with giving the consumer options. Like, if you want a more powerful piece of hardware and they allow someone else to make that, like, someone like CMoney who purchases 34090s, I'm sure he wants the strongest Xbox that he can get. So if there's a reference Xbox and it's not the strongest one, I'm sure he's going to want whoever is making the strongest Xbox. And he might upgrade his Xbox every, 2 years now, because they make a stronger Xbox every 2 years or something like that. Like, that's something that as a customer, that's the type of customer that he would be, versus somebody else. They might, there's the Series S type. So they might just want a base console. It's going to give me just good enough performance to play the type of games I like to play, and I'm good to go. So, I mean, I don't think there's any issue with giving consumers options. And, for like that piece of shit PlayStation 5 that we're hearing more and more issues about, that, I don't know if you saw, but they're saying they should start dying in a couple years because of the liquid metal and all that nonsense. Oh, yeah. I think you did see it. I think I talked about it last week. And I was looking it up. The PS5 is so poorly built, they are actually selling water cooling blocks. So you could take your PS5 apart and put a water cooling block on it, and
you can't make that shit up.
Have a system that runs properly. It's $500 on top of the $500 or $700 you already paid. But
you fucking shitting me?
Nope, I can show you right now.
That's that's just crazy, bro.
Okay.
That's crazy. That's what the limits that these people will go. Yet again, if somebody found that shit for Xbox and Xbox has to make this cooler or suggest making a cooler because the shit is gonna melt down and not work, bro, the field day that would exist, man. That's such a crazy scenario, bro. It's so crazy.
But yeah,
right there, bam. Oh, okay. Sorry. Bam.
Yep. You
Water
get a little.
cooling a PS5 is now possible with EK Quantum X. You shitting me? So you're
Huh.
gonna take out you have to dissect your PlayStation and
To get
then
it.
put this shit in there?
I don't even know if it goes back in
Just plug it in or
because
something?
it has like legs on it, so I don't know if it would go back in. Maybe you put it in
Well,
like a
it's
little PC
tiny.
case. Yeah, you
It's
probably
tiny.
you might have to put it in a little PC case. But yeah,
That's wild.
I mean, it looks
That's
nice,
real wild. Yeah,
but
maybe they should have designed that shit and put it in there in the first place.
uh,
Come on, man. That's crazy. That's
crazy.
crazy. Look at the homie Cage in the building. Thank you, my brother, for you. It says, "CMoney, we in chat are talking about asking our parents for 3DOs and Jaguars. Kids now can get an Xbox that plays everything." Like that's the fucking bullshit that is crazy because they're acting like there's some downside to this, bro.
Yeah,
There is no downside. It's all fake outrage. It's all fake outrage, and you got people who are like falling for this shit. Like there's
yeah,
people who are not only falling for it, but like giving into it and actually doing it. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah. And like I know we've been
Oh
saying for
man.
years that Xbox is an ecosystem. It's not just a piece of. It's not just the Xbox. It's the whole Xbox ecosystem. And the more that Xbox seems to prove that Xbox is more than just a box, it's an ecosystem, people kind of get more up in arms about it the more and more that they prove that. Like they prove it every time with the cloud, with the Play Anywhere, with the PC app, with the Xbox, and now the partnerships they're doing with the licensed VR. They're showing that the Xbox is more than just the box. It's the ecosystem. And people seem to have a problem with that.
Oh yeah. Fucking fucking crying. Right? Talking hella shit. And it's crazy because not too long ago, they were mocking the idea of Xbox Play, that this is an Xbox. Remember that?
Yeah.
They were mocking it. They weren't crying saying no, it's not. They were embracing it.
Yep.
Remember? They were joking about it. Thought it
Yeah.
was a funny thing. Look, I have right here. Where is it? Let me
It
show
was
this.
funny
J
until
Rock.
it became a threat.
Exactly. Look at this here. J Rock says everything is an Xbox was funny until everything became an Xbox. Now they're screaming, it's not an Xbox. Look at
Yeah.
this shit. Look at that shit.
It's the
Come on,
truth.
man.
It's the truth.
It is the truth, bro.
As soon as they got threatened by it, then it became a problem.
They thought it was a joke. Remember, somebody put, and I got to give them credit. I don't remember exactly. It was either, I think it was Tom Warren, but maybe it was Jess. But I don't. It was one of them, and I do have to give them credit because they said that pretty soon that Xbox, this is an Xbox thing, is going to make a lot more sense,
Yeah.
right? And literally up until that point, and I think honestly is it's the wrong Xbox ally.
Yeah.
I think that just fucked them up. They like that's what we talked about in the last show, but that's why they keep downplaying what the new handheld is gonna be, right? Like they
Yeah.
keep downplaying the fact that like right now Xbox put out the update for their Xbox PC app that allows you to run Steam and Epic and all that shit
Uh-huh.
right through the PC app, right? And they keep saying they try to downplay and say, "Oh, why? We can already do that. You can do that right now." I saw I forget who it was, but X Vault was like, "Why buy raw Ally X? You could just go buy regular Ally right now." And it's like yo, the fear in their hearts for what this might mean for the industry is crazy because they know damn well that it was officially announced, official, the most official possible. You have Sarah and the Xbox Wire
Yeah.
comboing, okay? Officially saying that the next Xbox, that the handheld, that everything they're doing going forward with all their partners, everything is going to be in a platform that is open to any store, which means by definition, that PlayStation games will be available. Not, don't get it twisted, guys, is not just Steam. Epic also sells PlayStation games. So you have your pick as to where you want to buy a PlayStation game if that is you. Now I can tell you right now, with all this news of what Xbox is doing, PlayStation has so little value to me. I know that I'm going to be able to play whatever PlayStation game I want to play on my new Xbox and handheld whenever they come by. And I can promise you, there's no game that PlayStation is going to release that's going to make me say, oh no, oh no, oh no, I can't play it. No, it's just not there. I will wait and play it where I want to. That's just it. I I feel that they are so afraid of what this is going to do to the prospect of these other consoles. And I don't know why, because they should be smart enough to know that it's not really going to change shit. It's not. It's going to make the majority of people who are more hardcore, they're the ones for sure. They're gonna look that way. They're gonna be, holy shit, I can play everything. Wow, that's a pretty good reason to own it, right? But like again, the casual people, the people who don't know any better, they're just gonna keep buying PlayStations.
Yeah.
This is if Xbox thought that doing this change, if they believed that putting Xbox as a platform to go everywhere meant that people are going to stop buying PlayStations, they would never put any game over there. They would have stopped that whole thing. They would have been like, oh no, we could just wait because once we do this, that's going to be gone. No, they're not stupid. They're not stupid. Nobody's going to, if they want to just buy a casual console, you think these Xboxes are going to be casually priced? No. Xbox's new console is going to be a much more expensive box.
For
It's
sure.
going to be, I would say, minimum 700, but most likely 800, somewhere around there. I could only imagine, with the ability to go ahead. Just the same argument that exists on PCs is now going to exist for the Xbox, right? Where it's like, well, if you want, like, all new games are still going to drop on the Series S and X.
Yeah.
That's not going away. Fortnite and Minecraft and Roblox. Those are the three games that guarantee that this generation that we're currently in is not going anywhere. So if you want to play the games that are releasing in 2 years, 3 years, you're still going to be able to play those games right now on your Series X through Game Pass, free of charge, or buy the games. That's not going to change. Okay. That's still going to exist. So this is going to be the cheaper entry point into next gen gaming, the same way it was. The same reason when you go buy a PC, you can go buy a 5090 or a 5070, right? Or you can say, fuck it, I'll go get last generation 4090 or 4080 or 4070. Or fuck it, I'll go even further back, get a 3090, 3070, 3080, right? That's the world that Microsoft is creating now. That this is just going to take your games to the next level. That doesn't mean the games don't exist elsewhere. Just like I can load up Cyberpunk 2077 on my 4090, do DLSS, get full path tracing on there, and it's one of the best looking games that ever existed. Yet I can still go look at a Nintendo Switch 2 running Cyberpunk. Doesn't look shit like what I can play it on my PC. But the game's still there for those who want to experience it in the way they want to experience it. So the idea of what's to come in the future, it's choice, fam. That's what's going to come. Xbox is going to get rid of this idea of, whoa, the game won't run unless you have this level. No, it's going to take a long time before one of these generations that are in the past falls off. Like, I don't even think this next generation is going to stop Xbox One and PlayStation 4 from existing. It's just, Not the case. Again, Fortnite, Roblox, and Minecraft are gonna keep those bitches relevant unless Epic says, "Okay, we're done with that generation." If you play Fortnite on that console, sorry, we're cutting it off. It doesn't work no more. Unless that happens, okay? And all the other free to play games that exist that other people like, we talk about the most popular ones, right? But there's still tons of free to play games that a lot of people play that are on those previous consoles. Until everyone just decides, nope, we're cutting that off, it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. There's still too many people on those generations of consoles. They're not walking away from that money. Until that happens, every generation to come will still have the ability to have supported games down the line. Maybe not that far down the line. I think Series S, Nintendo Switch 2 are going to be like the lowest for most games. Obviously, different games have different ideas, but it's done. There's no more, like, whenever the next year when the next console drops for Xbox, you don't have to get it. You're still going to be able to play every single game that's announced for that console next year. And I'm doing a hard assumption that it's in my belief system now. That doesn't mean that if it doesn't happen next year, I'm going to be crying on the channel. Oh no, they didn't do it. No, it is what it is. I just believe it's happening. You don't have to upgrade to play those games. You think they're not going to release Fable on this generation because it might launch on the next console? No, it's absolutely going to happen. You think they're going to stop the next Halo from being played on this generation just because it might drop on the next one? No, it's not going to happen, bro. You think Elder Scrolls 6, you think that game is not going to run on the Series X and the Series S? Come on, man. Like, this is a whole new world, bro. This is a whole new world. Xbox it's about the games. The games will dictate whether or not you feel like how you're playing it is good enough for you. How do you lose in a world where you're given choice?
Yeah.
Isn't that like what our entire world is built on over here in America for us, right? Now, obviously, people who are not there, it is what it is, right?
man,
But like, isn't that the whole point? Freedom, right? They're giving you what no other video game console manufacturer has ever done, and that is give you freedom of choice.
I mean, that's the thing we've been fighting for since, games have been a thing. We've always wanted all the games to be available on one dream platform. I mean, I know there was a point in time where we heard rumors of, this platform and this platform coming together to make a joint console and things like that, like in the 90s and early 2000s. And we were hoping that was true because we were like, man, we could all play all our games in this one spot. Like if Sony and Nintendo decided to join forces, or Sony and Nintendo. Like, it was always Nintendo. Nintendo's joining up with somebody to do whatever, and we fantasized about that, growing up, and now we're grown-ups and we hate the idea of it. It's kind of crazy.
I mean, it's wild. It's wild, but it's because of the narratives that go away, right? And there's too many people tied up in the idea that my console must be the place where we get exclusives so that I can be relevant on the social networks.
Yeah, it's like my favorite platform can't do it. So if my favorite platform can't do it, I don't want any platform to do it. Because best believe if PlayStation were capable of executing this and they said that they were executing it, they'd be having a field day on Twitter right now talking about, oh, it's over for Xbox. They're doing this, they're doing that. Like, we get all your games and we get the Steam games, we get the Epic games. They would be pumped and they would be talking hella shit if PlayStation were able to execute something close to this. If they were executing a handheld that was even close to this. And we know that when the PlayStation handheld comes out, it's probably a pretty good chance it's not going to run PS5 quality games. I I would venture to say it's a pretty good chance, unless that thing is going to be like $1,100, because PlayStation charges like a premium price on everything. So they can call it a handheld if they want. I guarantee it won't play every game, and they won't be saying, "Oh, don't buy it because it doesn't play everything," because the Vita didn't play.
They told you to buy the fucking Portal.
Yeah,
and it was just streaming from your console. Now it's more valuable because now they have their cloud shit.
Yeah.
So if you subscribe and all that shit to the highest tier, I think that you get the cloud support. So if you have the highest tier of PlayStation Plus, which I believe is the only one that has the cloud support, then your PlayStation Portal turns into a cloud streaming device. But you know what? You could do that same shit already on LG Cloud. What was that? The Logitech G Cloud or whatever it is.
Logitech G Cloud.
Like you can already do that shit, right? It's already out there. But you didn't hear them say anything. Actually, they were like, "Oh, it's actually good." And I still see people posting pictures of their Portal playing Death Stranding 2 or whatever the fuck somewhere else. It's like, okay, cool, man. Cool. Now turn off the Wi-Fi. See how that works, right? Oh, you're fucked, right? Which is fine. I'm all for cloud gaming, but like you're gonna throw stones at the Xbox Ally X.
Oh yeah, it doesn't play native console games, but the Portal, I love it. It's the best thing ever.
Games? Like what? Are you fucking drunk? The same people telling you they love their Portal are trying to talk shit about the Xbox Ally X that is literally going to allow you to have the best of both worlds, where you can download and play all the newest games that are going to release as Xbox Play Anywhere games. All the new shit you're excited to play will be there. And if anything's not, you can stream from your Xbox just like they can from their PlayStation, right? So at the end of the day, man, it's just a crazy fucking scenario. And people like Miss Fryer are sitting there trying to push it forward, right? There's still more because she in this line, right? She says, "I think Xbox is dead," but then at the end, she says, "Well, it actually may work, right? That because of Game Pass and they're charging $80 for Outer Worlds 2." So they continue. Says Xbox has a deep portfolio. The remake of Oblivion was obviously a huge success, and they can continue to outsource that work to external companies and make a lot of money releasing their older games. Older games from an era when Xbox knew how to build them. Oh, what a see. Sometimes people say things and it forces you, like it really forces you to say some heinous shit because, like, I don't want to disrespect this lady, so I'm not going to say it. But it's like, how are you that Xbox didn't make Oblivion?
They just own
it. Or
they
cracked. I just need to understand. They did not make Oblivion. So why are you referencing it as if that is the type of game that they made? They didn't make that fucking game. They didn't make that type of game at that time.
No.
So why would you even bring that up? Why would you try to make it seem, like when they knew how to build those games, they never made a type of Oblivion game. Okay? It just never happened. Right? Very different from Fable and any of these other games that they actually made. Right? They were making Halo, Gears, all that stuff. No, bullshit. They weren't even making fucking Gears either at that time. They were not making Gears. They were making Halo.
And Fable.
Halo, Fable, and I think Forza was out by that time, right?
Yeah.
Sure
I think what was Project Gotham Racing became Forza, and then they ended up purchasing the team that made Forza. Something like that. I think it was something like that.
Okay, well, somewhere around those lines. But the point is like, come on, stop glazing it. What fucking games did they make back in the day outside of Halo and Fable?
They didn't have any studios back in the day, and that's part of her failure as part of the original Xbox team, is that they didn't invest in studios when the 360 was doing great. They could have bought a bunch of studios during that time and kind of secured the platform's future and they would be in a much better place right now.
Facts. It's just crazy. It's just crazy shit, man. It's just crazy shit. Let's continue. Says, but what is the long-term plan? Where are the new hits?
Avowed? Anyone? Avowed didn't happen?
Val didn't happen. South
Indiana
of
Jones didn't
Midnight
happen?
didn't happen.
South of
Indiana
Midnight?
Jones didn't happen. Doom: The Dark Ages didn't happen. Hellblade 2 didn't happen. I don't know. Starfield didn't happen. I don't know. Are you saying we're the new hits, like super commercially popular, successful games like Call of Duty that they make every year now? I don't know. Why don't we ask Sony and see with PlayStation where their hits are? You mean a hit like
Returnal? That was a mega hit
Concord?
compared to them.
Which one?
Concord. I said Returnal was a mega hit according
Oh,
to them. That was
Returnal. Yeah. Well, we're
600,000 copies.
that like a hit like that, or was it Concord? That type of hit.
Concord, like 12
Or
copies.
Marathon looks like such a hit to come right now.
Yeah.
Got it. What's their long-term plan? I don't know. We have 7 games, I believe, releasing the rest of this year. We have at least Halo, Gears, Forza, and Fable releasing next year, but most likely that's also going to include Clockwork Revolution. That's also going to include Perfect Dark. That's also going to include State of Decay. So that's up to 7 known games for next year. So I mean that's longer term. After that, I don't know. Maybe it's gonna be the Elder Scrolls that we know is lined up after that. And then by that time, maybe it's gonna be all the people who released games in the last couple years who are now ready to show their next games. Or maybe it's from the new studio elsewhere that they made, or maybe
Yeah.
it's from the studio 100 Star that they partnered with to make the game. I don't know.
Ninja Gaiden 4.
I guess. Oh, Ninja Gaiden 4, maybe that one. Maybe I don't know. I guess maybe I don't know what long-term plan means. Is she wondering, like, maybe she's only considering anything that matches how long she's been out of the game. You know what I'm saying? So maybe it has to be, 17 years, 16, maybe like 16 years. What after 16 years from now, what's the plan? Maybe that's what she's asking. Do I see my Doodle in the building? My baby. Doodle in the building. Shout out to my girl Doodle. Says King says crazy talk. I just saw her. How you doing, my love? You guys are lucky she's not here. Ooh, Laura Fryer is lucky that Doodle's not here.
The Doodle rant.
KO. That's all. She's already dead.
We should have had her pre-record the rant.
Yeah. That should have been the way. Oh my god. That's hilarious. Let me get hold on. Wait. I see Tyrone Cage in the building. Thank you for being here, homie. Says, I can't wait for 2026 for Xbox. It's gonna be insane. Yo, it's crazy because it's like that. It's like super excitement, like, oh man, I can't wait. But then at the same time, it's like, yo, like there's still so much this year that I'm looking forward to, and I'm so pumped. Oh my god. It's just so much, man. It's so much. Very, very excited. Arthur One, what's up, man? Thank you for being here. Says, I don't know why anyone would listen to Laura Fryer. It's clear she's salty because she's still living in the past, trying to go by the traditional console business model. Xbox, Microsoft ain't doing that no more. Facts. Oh, he continues. They're trying to innovate, and these old heads who still want the traditional console business model to exist can't handle that Microsoft is looking ahead and paving their own lane. It's true. They want them to play the same games. It's just what it is, man. It's crazy. They're done with it, man. They're done with it. Cerberus a lot says we need Doodle in here giving out gotcha. What? Cacheteadas, chancladas, y pateadas. Love you, Doodle. Everybody loves Doodle. Who's the shit? Um, okay. So yes, this is crazy time, but let's continue with her shit. What will make people care about the Xbox 25 years from now? Oh, okay, there you go.
25 years. In 25 years, I'm sure we won't have consoles anymore. That much I am.
Bro, there's literally no chance that in 25 years, there's, I mean, maybe there are super niche boxes that exist, right? Because you could still buy a Blu-ray player, a 4K Blu-ray player, um, and you could still buy, you know, I guess audio equipment that lets you play records,
Finals.
right?
Yeah, you can still play final
Yeah.
records.
So it's like I don't think that it'll be a non-option. I just think that it'll be so niche um that it would, I mean, let me say it this way, the whole console thing for sure. I think the um the way Xbox is doing this as a platform, the platform is going to grow into whatever it grows into. But 25 years from now, man, everything is going to be so accessible. It's going to be crazy, right? Like we were just at the store, Target, and I was looking. I haven't seen them before. I saw them on, like, when they announced them and shit like that. But like those the Meta and Ray-Ban, they have
Yeah,
the
glasses.
glasses
Yeah, yeah,
with shit, and at Target, they had one fucking there, like, to demo, right? It was just sitting out there. And I was like, interesting. Let me take a look. And I'm not gonna lie, kind of sold. Kind of sold.
and
I
they're on
just
sale
I,
right now. You can get a pair for like
huh?
240 right now.
Yeah, they have like their 300 or something. I mean, I have to get them with prescription because I put it on, I couldn't see shit. But um still, dude, like, audio, new world. You don't need fucking your headphones. Just
Yeah.
speaker in the fucking glasses. Put it on. Rocking sounds crisp, sounds good. You're also not like taken away from the world. So it's literally like the AirPods with their transparency mode.
Hmm.
It's fucking perfect. If you want to take a picture, fucking take a picture at what you're looking at. You want to take a video, just walk around, take a video. If you want to live stream, I'll start live. You're gonna start getting all types of fucking streams from me. I'll start walking around places, streaming shit, talking shit about PlayStation at any given moment in time. That's like fucking phenomenal. Like, it's so dope. Video
Yeah.
looks real clear, pictures look real clear. Has AI in that bitch, so you can. It's all. I did it as a demo there, but like you can look at something, like put it in your perspective, and ask a question about the thing, and it just works.
Yeah.
And that's now. Imagine 25 years from now. Come on, man. Like, don't say no. Like, you don't even know if you're gonna be around here 25 years from now. Why you why you worried? Why you worried about what Xbox is doing in 25 years, bro? Come on, man. Like, that's crazy talk. That's 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 real wild. Um, so as he continues, I was excited to see Clockwork Revolution in the showcase, but will something like that be enough? Do they have more? Bro, you can tell she's been studying the pony narrative,
I don't know
because
if
you
you knew.
have to be cracked out to say, do they have something more than Clockwork Revolution? I just fucking listed. There's 7 games dropping this year after the games that already have dropped. We have Halo, Gears, Forza, Fable next year, State of Decay, Perfect Dark. What is wrong with you?
They
Why
revived
are you
Ninja
intentionally
Gaiden,
being so ridiculous? What'd you
Elder
say, Carl?
Scrolls.
Sorry.
So they revived Ninja Gaiden. You got Elder Scrolls.
Ninja
You got
Gaiden coming.
you got Perfect Dark coming back. Like you got fucking Tony Hawk next week. You got all types of games like catering to so many different audiences. Like the last thing you should be asking is, does Xbox have games? Right now, the thing is they have too many games, which is kind of weird to say, and
Oh
that
my
they
God,
just don't.
Blade,
Yeah, they don't have a place for
OD.
OD. Yeah, it's just too
Jesus,
many
come on,
games.
man. Come on, come on. It's
Halo's coming back in a
bullshit.
big way.
Yeah. We're about to we're gonna get inside. We're almost done with this one. I think we've gone in, but yeah, it's disingenuous. She could Google the information if she doesn't fucking know. Ask the question to ask fucking Grok. Do they have more than Clockwork Revolution the show? And get that fucking answer.
She worked on Gears. She's
also,
not excited for E-Day?
Say that what?
So she worked on Gears. She's not excited for E-Day?
Yeah, I know. Not excited for E-Day. It's crazy. Come on, man. And my boy, I don't know if he's probably not still here because he'd be out, but 108 Dragon, this is what I was telling you. He had brought up that it's the Z1 chip, Z1 Extreme on the handheld, but that's only on the little one. And it's not even the Z1 Extreme. It's still a Z2 chip in the Ally. But the Ally X has the Z2 Extreme. So the Ally Z2A is something that's going to be more towards the Steam Deck, like the Steam OLED, the Steam Deck OLED or whatever. Like that level of power is going to be in the base Xbox Ally. But the Xbox Ally X is going to be the Z2 Extreme. It's going to have 24 gigabytes of memory and a terabyte of storage. So that is going to be a beefy boy. That's not going to be the generic stuff. No. I see Spartan 661 in the building. What's up, man? Thank you for being here, bro. So that's definitely going to be a big fucking difference. But she continues. Next year marks the 25th anniversary of the Xbox, and I'm sure that they will have some big announcement. If you're fucking sure, then why are you asking the question before? Do they have more? Was the question she asked. But then over here, I am sure that they will have some big announcements and plans for honoring the milestone. Maybe next year is the year. Maybe next year's the year that the fog will clear and all of us will see the beauty in these latest announcements. I guess we'll just have to wait and see. No shit, Sherlock. No shit. Why do you think that fear is now? Because it has lifted. I saw it. Doodle saw it. You saw it. Everybody who rocks with On Point, we saw it. Hargeet saw it. How many times he told us about the OEMs? Everybody who fucking On Point.
He was the first one kind of talking about it, from what I remember.
Exactly. And we embraced that idea immediately because it made sense. Yeah. We saw it. Fucking go back and watch. We saw it every fucking step of the way. It made sense. So we already saw it. People have already saw it. That's why you're afraid. That's why these people are afraid of what's to come, because they don't know what's to come for them.
And
they know what's coming for us.
Yeah.
They don't know what's coming for them. That's why they're afraid. Because what we have is too good. It's the dream. It's the promised land of gaming. And they're not invited unless they buy an Xbox or they go buy a PC or do something like that. That's the only way they can get into that promised land, because that promised land lets them play all their games everywhere. Remember, Xbox games being sold on a PlayStation, it's just money for us, right? They're just buying another game. We got that game for free in our Game Pass subscription, and we could take our subscription and apply it to every place that we can possibly ever want to game. Our Xbox console, our PC, our handheld, our Fire Stick, our TV streaming, everywhere.
Yeah,
no one else can do that.
I don't think anybody can deny everything that Xbox has been doing as being positive. Like, I don't see how you can find a negative in it. What I really think is that over the past 5, 6, 7 years, a lot of these people on Twitter have built their brand and built their platform on hating on Xbox, and they just can't leave PlayStation because they lose their credibility. I really think that's what it's starting to come down to, because PlayStation isn't giving you shit, and it's getting worse and worse over there, and there's no sign of it getting better. Like there's no sign or
there's only
promise of it
signs
getting
of it
better.
looking worse.
Yeah, and you can point to how many consoles they ship, but look at the games. There are none. They're not making any games. The games that they are making are doing horrible for whatever reason. You know, I was gonna say the review system might have to change because you're dropping 90s on shit that nobody wants. You're dropping 90s on Kojima's game. And I'm not saying it's a bad game, but everything you're dropping 90s on isn't selling. And everything that is selling, you're dropping 70s and 80s on. So there's some sort of disconnect between, what fans want and what these people that are reviewing these games. I don't know what type of pony powder they're sniffing or whatever it is, but I mean, you got to see the writing on the wall. Like it's not looking good over there at the moment. Could it get better? Sure, but nobody wants their game. So how does it get better? Like, they can drop a 95 Metacritic game and it doesn't sell. It just doesn't. Like, I like, and that's not like to say that like Sony makes shitty games. They can make some great games all they want, but nobody wants them. Whether it's a 85 or 95, like the games aren't selling over there.
It's true. And all these games that they pretend that are big deals, they're just not there. And
They're
again,
media darlings.
Like this is the thing, and I don't want it to like. I had a lot to say about Death Stranding 2 because of the glaze, right? I got annoyed seeing people try to glaze Death Stranding 2 like the graphics are some amazing shit. I'm sorry. It's really not. Cutscenes look great. Even they look a little off though. Like it looks great when you take a screenshot of a scene that's a cutscene, but once it's in motion, there's something a little off, right? Like it's just not that good, right? So that is my problem is the glazing, right? Just like I have a problem with these ponies and the way they talk shit. That's my real problem with PlayStation, outside the fact that they're not making shit anymore. But like that's the issue. Death Stranding 2 existing is a good thing, right? It's a different type of game. It's not my type of game. I've wanted it to be my type of game. Like, understand, I bought Death Stranding 1 when it first dropped because I said, man, the graphics look good. Maybe it'll be dope. And I fucking can't fucking do it. And then it came to PC on Game Pass. I think it was on Game Pass. I didn't buy it. That's for goddamn sure. I think I got it for free on Epic. I don't know. I tried it there. Again, at the time, it was really pretty. And I was like, okay, I really want to like be able to play this game. Again, fucking same. I never get to the motorcycle. The shit that I thought in my mind would help save this game because I hate walking in this fucking thing. And I would never get there. I always fucking fell asleep. Then it came to Game Pass on Xbox. I tried again to see if I can fucking just get myself through it because I feel like I would like to experience some of that shit, and I just can't fucking do it. Just can't do it, no matter what I do. That's why when I look at Death Stranding 2, I'm like, okay, this is second swing. Maybe it's better. Maybe I'll enjoy it, but I can't even pretend to try to get that shit, bro. Like I can't look at it and be like, yeah, I'm gonna do it, bro. I watched the trailer and it put me to not the trailer, the that leaked hour. I watched most of it. And I nodded off multiple times. Multiple times I had to catch my like, what the like I'd be at a different place, like, oh shit, what the fuck just happened?
Yeah.
It's just this is the type of game it is, man. And I don't know, I can't get down with it, man. Same thing with like Metal Gears and shit like that. I've always really wanted to enjoy Metal Gears. I liked Metal Gear 5 a little bit, but I mean I liked it. I got to a certain point and it was done. Metal Gear Solid 4, I enjoyed. I skipped Metal Gear 3. Metal Gear 2, I loved. And then Metal Gear 1 I enjoyed too back in the day when I bought it on the PlayStation.
He likes to make a movie game. Like
yeah,
it's a game that you have to watch and then you play a little bit of it.
And I'm okay with that sometimes. Like if I know that's the world I'm getting into, I could do that because I have after I watch it for a while, I get tired, I can go hop into a regular game and get my fix, right?
Yeah.
But I'm okay doing that shit. but it's just like just something about what he makes that like I'm praying that OD is different, right? I'm praying that horror that is going to be something that's going to keep me engaged and scare me
Yeah.
or do something to fucking not make me fall asleep. You know
Yeah,
what
to
I'm
me,
saying?
the fact that he's working on that with Jordan Peele, it gives me a lot of hope. Even though Jordan Peele's not really a game maker, the story I'm hoping is captivating in a way that his movies are, and we get something that's like really powerful in the horror space because I'm a big fan of horror. So
Yeah, and I think for him, for Kojima in particular, like horror bodes well for his style of game because
yeah,
if you're gonna tell me a story that's scary, that's gonna keep me a little more engaged than this
for
fucking
sure.
post office delivery shit, man. I can't get behind it, bro, no matter what I do, man. I never wanted to be a postman. You know what I'm saying? I never wanted to work for FedEx. It's not a dream. You know what I'm saying? Like Metal
Yeah.
Gear, at least you could be like, oh, I'm a spy, espionage. I'm doing this shit. Come on, man. Nope. I mean, listen, just to be clear, I'm not knocking anybody who is a postal worker or FedEx or UPS. I'm not knocking anybody. I'm just saying me, like I
What can
assume,
Brown do for you?
yeah, like doing it yourself is different. You know what I'm saying? Like if you are in fact a real person delivering shit, that's your life. That's good. But this game, come on, man, chill, bro. Literally enjoyed playing the Power Wash game that came to Xbox or the painting one, whichever one of the last ones.
Power Wash Simulator. My kid plays that.
Yeah,
I did like 2 missions, but my kid like actually plays it.
yeah. I mean, I don't play these things forever, but I try it and it was fine. You know, I cleaned some car, the orange car, whatever that car in the beginning.
I think you start off with it's like a blue van. I think it's the first mission, and then
Maybe
then
there's
it's like a backyard
that.
after that. I did the
Was it?
first 2.
Maybe I was paint. No, I think I was doing the painting, the
Okay.
paint one, the paint simulator, the spray paint simulator. Is that what it's called? I feel like I was painting a car. That's what it
I
was.
did Farm Simulator. I was lost as shit. I didn't know what to do.
Oh, see, that just takes it too far for me.
Yeah.
That's great. Doodle said ponies don't want to deliver packages no more. No, they're done. Oh, I just envisioned the way Doodle would say it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But that's the truth. I don't think. I think they're over it. You know what I'm saying? I think they're over it. Let's kind of like how I'm over her words, but let's finish this here. Increasingly, Microsoft has adopted a multi-platform approach for its first-party games, with many titles now releasing for PlayStation 5 close to or alongside their Xbox versions. However, it has committed to releasing a next-generation Xbox console to succeed Xbox Series X and S. It's possible Xbox's future devices will adopt a similar approach to the ROG Xbox Ally, however, with President Sarah Bond stating this month that Microsoft's gaming arm is working closely with the Windows team to ensure that Windows is the number one platform for gaming. At Xbox, our vision is for you to play the games you want with the people you want anywhere you want. That's why we're investing in our next generation hardware lineup across console, handheld, PC, cloud, and accessories. And what the fuck else do you want? What else can possibly be said to you to get you excited for the future of gaming on the Xbox platform, bro? I don't know.
Not
That
much.
shit is everything I needed to hear. That's all I needed to hear. I needed to hear how invested they were, and that's what they did.
And the whole
This
making
is a major
Windows the number one gaming platform makes sense because PC is the fastest growing space for gamers at the moment. PC is the one that's where it's growing the fastest. That doesn't mean you don't forget about the console, but they should want to make Windows the number one platform if that's where all the gamers are trending towards now. And the fact that they're able to pivot in that direction is, good for them. Like PlayStation can't pivot as fast because they don't necessarily have that type of infrastructure, but the fact that Microsoft does and they're getting to it early, it makes sense.
Yeah. This is the thing. Like, I think the thing to understand when they say they want Windows to be the best platform is because Xbox is like essentially absorbing the Windows gaming platform. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like everything related to gaming for Windows is going to be under Xbox.
Yep.
It's going. What you're going to start seeing is that it's like the people um, who are like gaming enthusiasts on PC. You're going to see that they're going to move away from buying a Windows PC to a Xbox OS PC. Like that's going to be the way forward for a lot of people. And then you're going to get cheaper boxes that are focused solely on that. You'll get more expensive boxes that'll have both ways about it, where you could just have the regular PC but also engage in that mode. Because understand, like, the reason why it's separate, it's not just Windows. It's shutting off everything that's Windows that is not related to exactly what you need for your game to run.
Yeah.
And that is not as simple as just here's the skin that we're putting over the screen so it looks nicer. The reason that PC, gaming is different than console gaming is because console gaming stripped out all the PC stuff. All the stuff that makes it PC in the background is shut off. It's just console version of it, right? That's what they're doing. It's literally the same shit, just open instead of closed. I don't know how you lose if it's opened instead of closed. But obviously I feel like we really went in on this topic. Actually, longer than I thought we were gonna. It's funny because I didn't want to I didn't want to put the video on and kind of comment on it, but we kind of basically did just without having to watch her. So I'm happy with that outcome. But before we move on, anything else you want? I think I exhausted everything I could possibly say about this shit for now. Anything else that you want to say about this before we move forward?
Nah, just another hater. Gotta get past them.
That's it. That's all it is. All right. So let me take my there's actually like a lot of other I wanted to talk about Mike Ibarra.
Oh, another hater.
I feel like that's going to lead to a similar conversation. So I'll break out Mike Ibarra. Maybe we'll talk about Mike Ibarra on Thursday. Because I don't know if it's necessary it's going to be in a similar vein, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So let me take this chapter. Okay. Chapter 2. Death Stranding 2. Not selling the way you would think the ponies would rally behind it. And this is some damning information right here. So Christopher Dring went ahead and wrote Death Stranding 2 was number 1 in the UK physical charts last week. Now, right there, your ponies who don't want to read more, they all stopped and they were like, yes, Death Stranding 2, killing it, right? Killing it. Slow down. Okay. Hold your horses. Because if you continue reading, things will be a little bit worse. It says its launch sales were 66% lower than Death Stranding 1. Death Stranding 1 sold 66% more than Death Stranding 2.
Pretty damning.
That's pretty damning. But let's see. First of all, he starts to cope for them. But different eras. Okay, fam. Okay. It's a far more digital market today. Of course. And then he says it's 33% lower than Astrobot's launch. But that was also a physical heavy release too. Oh my god.
And Astrobot only sold like 2 million copies total.
But that was way
So
later. That's
yeah,
way later.
that's what I'm
You know
saying.
what I'm
But if
saying?
it's 33% less than Astrobot, and Astrobot only sold 2 million total, that's like it sold like 30,000 in the UK.
Yo, it's real crazy. It's real crazy. That that's the way that it went down. So Astrobot is literally ahead by 33%. And we know that our first big milestone that we ended up reaching was 1 million, right?
And that was like
Like,
a month later.
yeah, that was like a while later, right? Um, but that is that again, but look at how Christopher Drain tries to make it sound better. Well, it's different eras. It's more digital now, and then it's but Astrobot was more physical heavy, blah 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 blah. It's like, okay. Anything to make them feel better, right? That's the
That's
dream, just
that's
want
what
to
they
make
do.
them feel better. I'm gonna show you this because I went ahead and so I went and I saw that message, right? And I quote tweeted him. And I said, "We get it, bro. Physical sales are much smaller in today's world. Unless it's an Xbox game, then physical sales mean everything, right?" Now, mistake me if I'm wrong, but you've definitely heard him talk shit about Xbox's performance in UK when a game
Oh, for
came out
sure.
and didn't do well, right? Multiple times, right?
Yep.
So clearly, he didn't like that I wrote this. So he messaged me, right? And he says, "If it's a PlayStation game, it means something. If it's a Switch game, it means almost everything." And then he admits that if it's an Xbox game, it means practically nothing. Now, I'm not a dumbass. When I quote tweeted this, it's because I know for a fact that he's gone ahead and talked plenty of shit about an Xbox game launching in the UK and being down or not that good, right? Like it's a problem for them.
Yeah.
But here he says if it's an Xbox game and it doesn't do good in the UK digitally, oh, I'm sorry, physically, or what is this? This is a physical thing, right? So it's physically,
Yeah.
it means practically nothing. Therefore, anytime he ever brought it up, it was for naught. It was for nothing, right? It was a waste of life. But he does admit here, if it's a PlayStation game, it means something. But he just went ahead in the post, try to downplay the fact that its launch was 66% lower than Death Stranding 1, but it's different eras. It's far more digital now, and it's 33% lower than Astrobot. But that was more physical heavy. Come on, man. What are we talking about here? I don't get it. But um I like this other message over here from our boy Shane. He says, "No one bought Death Stranding 2, LOL. It is legit sui to release a game on PlayStation 5 only. Of the 70 million console owners, about 68 million are just extreme casuals or people with multiple consoles." I mean,
Yeah.
is he wrong?
I don't think he's wrong at all.
I mean, gotta call a spade, right? This is the
Yeah.
reality of what it is.
Yeah, because most people like most people that supported Death Stranding 1 are probably still on the PS4. Most of them.
That's possible.
Yeah.
That's possible.
Because I mean, nobody bought Death Stranding, or they didn't, or they acted like they liked Death Stranding 1, but they didn't like it enough to get Death Stranding
Well,
2. It's one of the two.
remember, buying a game doesn't mean you like the game,
Yeah.
right? So let me tell you the scarier scenario that exists here. Okay. And when I say scarier, I mean for PlayStation fanboys and for frankly for PlayStation first party. The trajectory has remained the same for everything they've done in the PlayStation 5 generation when compared to the PlayStation 4 generation. Every game they released has done worse than the prequel that came before for PlayStation 4. Spider-Man did better than Spider-Man 2. God of War did better than God of War Ragnarok. Death Stranding did way better than Death Stranding 2. I almost can 100% guarantee, almost. There's always the possibility of a fluke situation, but I could almost guarantee that Ghost of Yote is going to sell dramatically worse than Ghost of Tsushima did.
Yeah.
There is literally no hope for any of these games on a PlayStation console. PlayStation, the players are moving away. The one thing I would say to add to Shane, I do see in the chat, Cullen Prime brings up that he's wrong because there's 75 to 77 million consoles out there. That's right. They updated it. Okay. They went ahead and you got to realize that now more than ever, you are battling taking people away from the games that they always play. We are in a much more, I would say, free to play, but much more live service era. That's why 100% why PlayStation won't let that shit go. No matter how much they suck doing it, they are not going to stop. They already said it. They opened up Team LFG to make more live service games. There's Marathon. They already have some leaked shit from the NDA shit. The new footage that's out there that they're saying it already looks better. Like they're not gonna just let this shit die. And I don't mean that they won't kill the game. I'm saying they're gonna try. Look at Concord. They could have shot that shit before they released it, embarrassed themselves, but they said no, fuck it. Let's see if people will show up. When people didn't show up, then they killed it.
Yeah.
But oh shit, Doodle fucking dropping bars. Goddamn Doodle, my girl, I miss her so much. Says when you buy the first game and it's shit, you don't buy the next one. Oh my god. Yo, bars. Bars. That's on top of all that for sure.
I think the whole 70 whatever, how many ever consoles they sold, I think a lot of that is kind of gibberish because I think a lot of PS5 owners fall into the same category that you and I fall into, where they bought the system for, you know, specific games, but it's not necessarily their primary platform. And it's just sitting there collecting dust and it's not turning on anymore. I think that's a lot of people
literally collecting dust. I mean, I don't know how many people have, but we have multiple PlayStation 5s. Because coming into the generation, I thought that they were going to be doing at least something that we would like. And I wanted to have one in different areas and shit. And like, so how many people are like us to have multiple? You start cutting that number of 77 million consoles sold to, you know, you can get down to half that are unique users. You know what I'm saying? And again, that PlayStation 5 has not turned on. Madman finally, because we kept telling him to watch the show with us, and Madman does not fuck around. If he if it's like a game-based show or movie, if he didn't play the game, he has interest in playing the game, he won't watch the movie or the show. So he didn't watch the Last of Us show, but I've always hyped up the Last of Us being great, and he's always wondered if I was full of shit, if I was glazing it or not. And
Mhm.
then he just played it and he just finished it. And that's the most workout that the PlayStation upstairs got, was that
Yeah.
he was playing the game. So and he loved it as well. So that was a high five that, we're both on the same page there. But either way, like every other PlayStation I have in this house, he has a PlayStation in his room. Has it been turned on? God, I don't even know how long. Like never, ever, ever. He
Yeah.
just uses the one that we have in the living room because we have the big TV there now.
Yeah.
But nothing. This one, I don't even know if I were to turn it on right now, it'll probably go through 6 hours of updates because
Yeah.
haven't turned it on in God knows how
Same
long.
here. Mine hasn't been turned on in so long. The little yellow light isn't even. It's not even in rest mode anymore.
Oh my gosh. We were just cleaning yesterday and we moved some furniture and I almost forgot that on the other TV in the house, we have a PlayStation 5 hooked up there. It's behind the TV, so you don't
Mhm.
see it unless you kinda go around. And
Yeah.
we were cleaning, it's like, "Oh shit, this is still here because we haven't fucking turned it on in forever." And we had it like there was so much dust collected in that bitch from just sitting there.
Yeah.
If you saw it in like The Mummy Returns as a background piece, you would never think that it was tech from today. You'd be like, "Oh shit, that looks like a relic with how much
Yeah.
dust was just gathered on that shit." Like, god damn, fucking A. But yeah, needless to say, it's they're clearly not like they're not promising the right shit to developers and shit. And I think that's why all the developers bounced. Like all the
Yeah.
publishers bounced. Like they're like, nah, we're good. We'll release our game there, but not exclusively. The fuck we
I
will.
I think Sony has been feeding people like funny numbers because they do
Mhm.
have the sales, and I think they feed them funny numbers and make them think that, hey, if you lock in with us, this is your sales potential on our platform. We have this many consoles sold, we have this many monthly active users, we have, and they buy into it, and then they release the game over there, and the sales don't match up to what the user base is that they're being told, because there's no there. I just can't imagine that these developers would lock into these deals or continue to lock into these deals, seeing the results that these games are getting. Like Konami was, very upset that they locked in on that Rise of Ronin deal with PlayStation. The game like massively underperformed from what they expected. And I think part of that is like, I think Sony's doing a little bit of bad faith, dealing with the third party publishers that they make these deals with. I really do.
I 100%. I don't even think I gotta tell you, I don't think there's even needs to be a thought about it. I think that's just factually what happens. I mean,
Yeah,
every like in the world of everything is being sold, right? No matter what.
yeah,
So Sony goes, and I know the tactic they use. They go, they take these small developers, they put them in a room, they go through all the numbers with them, they tell them that this is what the deal would be, but this deal is for now only. If you want to go shop it, no problem. I'm not giving you the deal. It'll just be the general thing. We're not giving you a bag. You'll do whatever you want. Like that they strong arm them
yeah,
into seeing that, oh, well, look, this is all the potential. If you want to go check over there, you already know they have less than us. If you want to go check over there, forget it. We're not doing a deal. And that's with these people. They walk into
yeah.
the shit, get stuck,
Better
and
hope
they
you can
don't
get
know
a
any
Game
better.
Pass bag. That's what they tell them. You better hope you can get a Game
E-
Pass bag.
Exactly. Exactly. There's no way else to there's nowhere else to look at it, bro. Like
Yeah,
look at I just saw Service Lot brings up Silent Hill, right?
yeah.
Well, they got that one, right? That one they got from Silent Hill.
Yeah, Silent Hill 2. I don't think that did extremely well over there. I don't even know.
No.
Did it chart?
Well, what is the next one over there exclusively?
It's everywhere. Silent Hill F is
It's
everywhere.
everywhere. But why? If they did so well on the exclusive, why even bother making it exclusive? Right? If
Yeah.
they if they thought that they weren't gonna do well, why would they make it exclusive? And then if they were successful, why would they throw away the excitement for the brand that they built at PlayStation and take this one multi-platform? Just go ahead and keep that going, right? Like if you were
Yeah.
gonna make the next one multi-platform, why wouldn't you make the other one
All of
multi-platform?
them should have been
Right?
multi-platform, honestly. Yeah.
I mean, it's the truth. It's the reality of it. I mean, there's
Yeah.
no other way to look at it, but every game that has gone bro, the only thing you see from people who are doing deals with PlayStation, they put out a report that says such and such game failed to meet our expectations.
Yeah. Everyone.
Every single one. Every single one. Just what it is. It's literally the worst case scenario. If you put your game on PlayStation exclusively, you will fail. And
Yeah.
the fact of the matter is that that's the case literally for almost everything though, right? Like third party dies on Nintendo, right? We saw the reports. We didn't have a topic on it because Nintendo's not really that exciting to talk about, but like there was reports that first of all, most the games are not that they're not really selling that well on Nintendo, even
No,
their
not at
first party
all.
games. Like their first party games are not selling that well. You haven't seen any numbers from their first party games. Did they come out and say Mario Kart sold however many million?
No, but I would
No.
assume that it did
Well,
sell
it's
however
well,
many
it got
million
bundled, right?
because it's bundled. So that's the
Yeah.
reason I would assume it did because of the bundle.
Yeah, but they would have said, but I promise you, they would have said, "Hey, we sold 2 million of the game by itself, or 1 million
Yeah.
of the game by itself." Nothing, nada. But also, nothing else has been said. And what we have heard is from third party games that are saying that they sold less than their worst projection.
Yeah. It's
So Nintendo is not a savior. They are a death stroke too.
yeah.
Like you're fucked if you do that as well. Look at Bayonetta, poor game,
I
right?
think a lot of
It was
people bought Switches just so that the new Switch, just so that their old Switch games would run properly, not even to get new games.
yeah, of course. That's really a lot of like that's the excitement that people have is like they can go ahead and play their older game running better, right? Um it's just it's just what it is, right? And PlayStation is the same shit, bro. It's just doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. If you make your game exclusive over there, you're gonna fail. Frankly, if you make your game exclusive to Xbox, I mean, you're gonna have players. That's the
Yeah.
difference. You're gonna have a shit ton of players because if your game is good enough, you'll get them. There's this other part of the equation, and it's where developers forget that they still have to make a game that people want to play.
Yeah.
Right? There's no magic bullet. You can't be like, "Oh, I'm putting my game in Game Pass." Wait, nobody's buying it? Well, that's because the word of mouth is not spreading, right? That's because there's not a whole group of people who are like, "Oh shit, um, I'm gonna go ahead and play your game." Like I remember the one dude who came out, started talking hella shit randomly was the
Revenge of the Planet, Revenge of the Savage Planet.
Strange Planet, whatever the fuck. Yeah, Revenge of
Yeah.
the Planet. Now, first of all, bro, your first game came out, Stadia shut you down because you know they closed.
Yeah.
But like your first game came out, it was fine. You got bought up. The second game, you took a bag from Xbox. You more than likely have more players than you ever had, but other people are not buying it. It's because, like Doodle said earlier, and I'm not saying it's a shit game. I actually played it. It's pretty decent, but is it special? No. Is it a kind of wannabe high on life when it comes to the comedy? Yes, but I think high on life is definitely way funnier and better in every way in that respect.
Yeah.
Um, but it's just not that memorable. So yeah, you're gonna come out here and bitch because you thought that you were gonna get the bag and you were gonna get a bunch of sales. Bro, just be glad you got the bag. Without Game Pass, that shit, you probably wouldn't have made anything on that game. Like
Yeah.
nobody was looking for Revenge of the Planet, right? Revenge of the Savage Planet.
It
Nobody
didn't
was looking.
have it didn't have any marketing leading up to it coming out. It just dropped in Game Pass. There was no marketing. Is that is part of that on Xbox? I don't know, but I mean, I don't know what marketing budget they had. I don't know if he's fully indie or what, but there wasn't, I didn't even see like tweets about the game. Like, like sometimes you just put your advertising on Twitter and let it kind of like
That's what I'm saying.
Hypercharge. They didn't have a big marketing
Yeah.
budget, but you saw it all over Twitter.
Because when people saw that game, they were like, "Oh shit, like, oh
Yeah.
shit, retweet." But this game it's just not. Listen, again, it went into Game Pass. I played it for a little while. I'm not hating on the game. I'm not saying it's whack. I thought it was fine. Do I feel compelled to go and play it? No. I already played it a little while, a couple hours maybe. I think I got my rush. It just doesn't matter. It's not that, oh my God, I got to play it. And
Yeah.
if that's not the feeling that a lot of people have about your game, then no one's going to like and retweet your shit. So that's why you don't see it.
Yeah.
And then that's why they come out here talking shit. Bro, everybody with that has, for the most part, done deals with Xbox have come out talking about how great it was.
Yeah.
Even the big publishers,
Yeah, like
taking
Scarlet
it.
Nexus did really well with Xbox. Metaphor did really well with Xbox marketing it. Shoot, I think even I don't think Xbox had the marketing for it, but Tales of Arise, they said that Xbox kind of gave them a little bit of a push when the game went into Game Pass.
Yep.
I'm just trying to think of Sega has spoken glowingly about the games that they've put in there and how they performed inside of Game Pass. Yeah, I said Scarlet Nexus. I'm hoping at this Bandai event we get a second one. I like the concept a lot on that one, but yeah, I mean, Outriders. Outriders could have been a hit. That came down to Square just not doing the right thing with the servers. But that game could still very much well be going, and it could have been the next Destiny if Square would have got their head out their ass and just manage the damn servers. But yeah, Xbox. When you pair with Xbox, you typically do pretty well because you're still able to sell the game other places, even if the game is
There's no
exclusive.
downfall.
Yeah.
The only downfall you have is if you don't take a big enough bag, and you can't take more than what they think you're gonna be worth. But if you don't take a big enough bag and the world doesn't think your game is as good as Microsoft thought it was, hey, you should at least be fucking happy that Xbox thought your game was gonna do something, so they gave you a bag.
Like, imagine Expedition 33 if it would have took the PlayStation bag. It would have been exclusive to the PlayStation. I'm sure it would have sold decent, but it wouldn't have done what it's doing right now. Definitely from a sales perspective.
Definitely not.
So, and it was kind of messed up because even though Xbox had the marketing for the game, I think the collector's edition for Expedition 33 was only on PlayStation. So I mean, they still kind of did things the way they wanted to. They still did things the way they wanted to do it, and they did very well. So Xbox gives you a lot of leeway when you do a deal with them. Gives you a lot of freedom, maybe a little bit too much, but they give you a lot of freedom.
Well, they're fair because they know the industry and what's going on, and they're helping these people, not strong arming them.
Yeah.
Right? They're helping them do the next thing and move forward, right? And that's all you want, right? You want the industry to be healthy, you want it to grow. Xbox is taking part in that growth. Everybody else is still on their little islands. You know why? Because in a world for Nintendo that people don't own a Nintendo console, they are fucked. Because if you had choice in the Nintendo ecosystem, it would be more difficult for the people, for them to make the money they want to do. That's why they purposely underpower this shit, right? Because they're not looking for the people, like they don't want to spend the money that the console is going to cost to make it compete with the big boys. They want it to still be bad enough that if you're on Nintendo, like it's still worth having as a second system because they have their exclusives, right? But they know they're not going to beat the big boys. So if they compete hand in hand, it's not good enough. So they want to have it just enough that they'll have their exclusives and you'll buy it to have their exclusives. But you know, you still have the experience if you want it, but you're not gonna go ahead and abandon them completely because it's everywhere. You know what I'm saying?
They
Like
don't
they
want
need
those.
you to buy the
They don't
system.
want those Nintendo loyalists to realize that people make better games than them. Also, that's also a
Exactly.
part of it.
Exactly. Exactly. We do have the homie Simple Jack in the building. My dude, thank you, my brother, for being here. Thank you for that $5 super chat. Says, if y'all notice their exclusives stopped selling 5+ million the moment they stopped bundling their games with the console, almost like they inflated their numbers. Well, that's true, but the you know, and I agree with that because I do know that a lot of that shit was bullshit. But I think the other thing that made it pretty clear was the change of pricing. Don't forget that PlayStation, they were the ones who brought $70 games into reality. Okay. Just like Nintendo brought $80 games into reality, PlayStation is the one who brought $70 games into reality. And you got to remember that Microsoft did not start charging $70 until Redfall. That was 3 years in.
Yeah,
To
that
the
was the
console.
first $70 game. Yep. That and Starfield. Wasn't Starfield 70
Yeah,
too?
Starfield was after that.
Yeah.
So Redfall was the first one. So like they held back. Everybody else went forward. So once they went to 70, all of a sudden people were like, well, at 60, I bought God of War. 70, nah, I'm good. I mean, that's just what it looks like when you see the numbers. And see what it looks like, right? Now that doesn't mean that they're not games that do extremely well at 70. Look at Elden Ring, right?
Mhm.
But that's also was a whole different beast, right? Serve brings up a Rockstar game is going to bring $100 home into reality, the game into reality.
Possible.
But I mean, possible, or they might just be 80 and have you know the other
Ultimate Edition be like 200.
ultimate edition shit, the deluxe edition, all that bullshit. Um, but I mean, who knows, right? Who knows? But what we do know is that they have not been selling the way they used to sell. And again, I feel like I have to say this because I feel like if you're just casually watching us, you would think that we are people who give a shit about sales. And I don't. I don't care what a game sells. I care what I played. I love Hellblade 2 with a passion. I don't care how much that game sold. I got to play it in my Game Pass subscription. It was amazing. I loved it. And we got so many more games coming. It doesn't matter to me what games sell. What I enjoy is making fun of the people who do care about those sales and then watch them as the things that they claim are going to happen don't happen, right? They talk about how many consoles exist 75 million, 77. Oh my God, we have so many consoles, but nobody's buying the games. And that's why they don't talk about games, bro. They don't talk about games. They don't. It's only about console. It's the only thing that matters to them. Xbox leaving because PlayStation sold more consoles. As a gamer, what does that mean to you? As a gamer, as somebody who claims that, you know, they love playing games and like what does that mean to you? How did that help you? Did that get you more games this generation from PlayStation?
Got you less.
Got you less. Got you less than ever because fun fact, even though you're celebrating, even though you are celebrating that they sold what they sold, they still sold less than PlayStation 4 at the same time frame. So as much as you're celebrating, you're also trying to ignore the fact that it's actually behind, right? You didn't get more people excited for PlayStation this generation. Like you understand that, right? Like to be clear, you're preaching to the same choir. You didn't get more people. You got less people. Less people decided that they are going to buy a PlayStation 5. than people who decided to buy a PlayStation 4. That's the reality of what it is at the same time frame. It's just what it is. Um, and remember that they're not counting the PlayStation 5 Pro separately. So the PlayStation 5 Pro numbers are in those numbers. So how many of those people are double dippers, right? I don't know how many people who I don't know. I honestly don't know if there's a significant amount of people who did not have a PlayStation who joined PlayStation by purchasing a PlayStation Pro. I don't think that's how brand new people who never owned a PlayStation before join your console.
No.
I don't. Not this far in the generation. I think they go and they buy the base one, the cheapest point of entry. If they were willing to spend big dollars, they would have fucking bought the fucking PlayStation 5 at when it launched.
They're renting them now.
They're renting them. They don't want to rent games, but they rent consoles.
That's all. That's also part of the 77 million sold. Is all the ones that are out there for
rentals.
Yeah, the rentals.
It's all the ones in the ware. That's all it is. It's the same consoles that are sitting in a warehouse that they count as sold, but it's really just shit.
Yeah,
and then they're just recycling them. But every time somebody rents it new, they add a new sale. So even though it's the same PlayStation being turned back in and out, they just keep cranking that number up.
I would dare to say that the gap between like true Xbox and true PlayStation 5 sales is not as vast as people make it out to be. I'd say it's probably like maybe like a 15 million gap total. It's not this 30-40 million dollar gap. I doubt it.
That's very possible. It's very possible. I think at the end of the day, Xbox knows the real numbers. And I think they know at the end of the day that, they've been saying it forever. They told y'all a long time ago, PlayStation is not the competitor. It's Apple, it's Google. Those are the ones, Amazon. Those are the ones they think about. PlayStation does not keep them up at night. And I think they look at the whole market, and they've said it a few times. There's only like 250 million, between 250 and 300 million console players.
Yeah, every generation.
And they're just circling the wagon. They go one box, a different box, doesn't matter. They're just going back and forth. And then some of them just buy multiple. Some of them buy both, all three boxes, both boxes, whatever it is. So at the end of the day, that's why the numbers always shake out the way they shake out. Death Stranding 2, Astrobot, these are high-rated games. And nobody's showing up to the party, bro.
Nope. That's what I said. You gotta look at this review process. The review process needs to, because you can't keep telling people that the games that they're buying aren't the games that they should be playing. You can't keep dropping like 70s and 80s on these blockbuster hits and dropping 90s on these niche games that nobody cares about. Like, it just kind of like at some point the review process has to kind of change.
Yeah. Something has to change, because it's just, I mean, I don't know. They're going to keep trying to glaze as much as they can, but at the end of the day, if people don't want to show up for your 95 rated game, what other fucking reason can you give them to show up?
Yeah.
It's crazy. Yeah. And it's funny because we bring up Astrobot. Serve says, how is the game of the year Astrobot only sold 2 million? It just makes no sense. This is what's really crazy. Fucking Balatro being nominated for game of the year after the Keighley show, after being just nominated. They didn't even fucking win. But after being just nominated, they sold another 5 million copies.
Yeah.
But Astral shit. What? I think it went up. Was it 1.7 and went to like 2?
Yeah, so but you smile the entire time you're playing it. So,
from fucking ear to ear. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Game of the year.
Oh my God.
That's why I got it.
That's real wild. Yeah. Look, at the end of the day, it just is what it is. It's funny because again, like I needed to be clear. I can give three shits what any game sells. It means nothing to me. If I find out a game that I love sells a lot, I'm glad for them. I'm glad for the developer. I'm glad for their chances of making a sequel. I'm glad for all those things. But I can give three shits whether it happens or not. Like, good on them, good for them. Doesn't change my experience with that game. I either love it or I don't. Done. Whether it sells a
Yeah.
lot, I can give three shits. But I know who does care, and they have hooves. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is just what it is. They care. So because they care, we get to mock all their bullshit. Sales are so important until they don't have them. Then it doesn't matter. Then now it's okay that Death Stranding 2 didn't sell because, you know, it's a prestigious game that only the elite will enjoy and understand. Bro, when we talked about the show last time, I mean, when we talked about Death Stranding 2 last time, and I saw that tweet where somebody was like, I have forgotten why I loved games, but playing this reminded me why I fell in love with games. And it was the fucking intro of him running on a fucking mountain, doing nothing, just running down a mountain with just nothing but mountains in the view and some music playing. That made you fucking remember why you fell in love with games. Get the fuck out of here. That is some bullshit. That's just fucking crazy. All right. All right. Anything else, my friend, that you would like to add to the Death Stranding not selling conversation? Or just anything else that we talked about in this moment? Anything else you want to add before we move on to the last topic?
Hey, if you got a banger, don't make a deal with PlayStation. It's more the story.
Stay away from PlayStation if you have the choice. I think that sums it up. That sums it up real good. All right. Let me take my chapter, and this one shouldn't be that long, but you know who I am, so I got to talk about it. Chapter 3. Mother effing Halo returns, man. It's happening. There's an official announcement as to when we should see what they're doing with Halo, and I'm fucking pumped. This is the official message or release that Bungie has done. I mean, Bungie, wow, woo! That's crazy. That's crazy. Halo Studios. This is their official announcement. They say over the past few weeks, there's been a fair amount of speculation about when and where more details might emerge about any of the multiple projects Halo Studios is actively working on. I'm not going to lie, I forgot that they had multiple projects in the works. Why do they have multiple projects in the works? What could it be? Maybe it could be the fact that we're about to get a remake of the original next year. And then after that, we're going to get the follow up to Infinite, whatever that may be. I don't know. That seems the most likely scenario. Says, we don't usually comment on such matters, but this time we want to enter the chat and share a little more perspective for Halo fans who might be on the fence about whether to attend this year's event. Man, damn it. It's crazy. I've never been to one of these events. I would love to go to one of these things. Holy shit. Fucking Halo being in the midst of all the Halo happening around you. Come on, man. That's crazy. Says Last year at Halo WC, we premiered A New Dawn, where we talked about the switch to Unreal Engine, gave you a behind the scenes look at Project Foundry, and debuted our evolution to Halo Studios as we enter a new chapter for Halo. For us, A New Dawn was just the beginning. At this year's Halo WC, we look forward to continuing the conversation. Speculation is always fun, but if you want the official scoop on what Halo Studios has been working on, you won't want to miss this year's Halo World Championship. We really hope you'll join us in Seattle this October. Guys, it is fucking going down. October, we will see what Halo is bringing to the table. And I am fucking pumped. I see Fillmore Pocket says before or after Gamescom. It is after Gamescom. So we are not going to be it's not going to be at Gamescom. It'll be after that in October. So a couple months after Gamescom, we will see what's next for Halo. I am so pumped. So many thoughts go into my mind when I think about what they're working on. They say multiple projects. Like I said, I already kind of have an idea that they're doing the remake and the new game. I wonder. Oh, this is actually interesting. I wonder if they're going to do a similar concept as Capcom.
With
1 year remake, the next game, and the sequels, right? The next game that goes along.
With Halo the RE franchise, yeah.
Yep, and then go back, remake Halo 2, right? And then do Halo 8. Remake Halo 3, then do fucking Halo 9. Come on, man. This shit is fucking chitty chitty bang bang right there. And it's been successful as fuck for Capcom. And it shows you that you can introduce different games in the timeline and not fuck people up. You know what I'm saying? So you go ahead. It's gonna be man, it's gonna be an awesome thing if they can kind of bounce between the two, just giving you more Halo. And we know, like they said, multiple projects. Like that's not 2 projects, right? They're doing multiple. So I'm really hoping all of our thoughts on them doing like a fucking horror version, right? Something that focuses more on the scary part of dealing with the aliens and shit that are on there, the Covenant and the Flood and all that shit, or go back to doing a like what was that Space Marine type game? Like Star Wars had like a Colonel Marines or something. Give us a game like that set in the Halo world. Shit, give me fucking they had that old, what was it, Mega Blocks or whatever the fuck Halo that they were making. The Lego type one that got canceled, but the footage got leaked. Fucking go make some shit like that. Dan Sicario says need Halo Wars 3. Let's do it. Like I'm fucking ready to go. Fillmore Pocket says ODST. Go ahead.
I said now that they got everything settled with the engine, I think we're gonna see a lot of Halo in the future. I don't think it's gonna be these long gaps where we just don't get a lot of new stuff from Chief. I think that UE5 is gonna pay dividends.
I think so.
Halo versus Doom would be fire. He has Halo versus Predator.
That'd be some was it Jason versus
Freddy? Yeah.
That'd be so crazy shit. But like that's the beauty. We don't know. But what we do know is that they're gonna be showing us something that's nice. I mean, hell, they might show us multiple shit. They might not just show us one thing. They might show us what these multiple projects are. I would be fucking ecstatic. You know what I'm saying? If they would just go ahead and show us more.
Yeah. Give us the full Halo experience. Like, give us some new ones. Bring back the RTS. Bring back Reach, bring back Halo Wars, maybe a third person Halo. I mean, give us, hey, can't that's your biggest franchise. Like, you should be using it however you can. Especially now that you kind of figured out what you're doing with the IP, what you're doing with the engine, all that. There's a lot of potential there.
Agreed. Yeah, that's going to be something that's going to be very, very interesting. Um, and I mean, remember Phil Spencer alluded to it, right? And he named it the way he spoke about Halo. He didn't just say Halo because there, it's not just Halo, right? There's a name that's coming to it, right? Like everything else, like it's going to be Forza, right? Forza Horizon is going to be next. When he said Gears, we know it's Gears E-Day, right? But we don't know what Halo we're getting next year. But we know we are getting a Halo next year. But the way he said it with that kind of mystery um behind it just shows that it's still something special, right? Like we didn't even know a Forza game was dropping next year, but he was like, "Yeah, yeah, we're getting another Forza," right? But Halo, he didn't. He could have just said, "We're getting and another Halo," right? But he didn't even want to say that, right? So I feel like this next Halo is going to be a big deal, and they're gonna want to make a splash with this whole Halo Studios joint. It's gonna be unreal. You know that it's gonna have to perform at least as good as Infinite, right? You have to have the 120 frames per second mode. You got to have all that shit. Like it's gonna at least perform that good. But we do know that Unreal Engine 5 is like at 5.6 now or whatever the fuck it is, and we know that frame rates um is a big like focus for them, right?
Yeah,
They wanna be able to have a performative Unreal Engine 5 experience, not something that's tied to 5. That's why we see Hellblade 2 now gonna be able to run at 60 FPS on the Series X, right? And why they're able to get more performance on PC now because of the engine enhancements. And,
yeah,
you know, come next year, I think we're gonna have the same thing. So, I think it's gonna be a big deal to launch the next console with the next Halo. Um, but I mean, I don't know. I'm assuming that you feel the same way. You can let me know. But I think the Halo we're getting first will be the remake, right? I think we dropped.
yeah. I would think Combat Evolved, because there's been a lot of opinions in the Halo community about what should be done with Halo, and I think kind of dropping Combat Evolved again kind of gives you a reset with the Halo community. It's kind of like a good faith gesture, and then from there you kind of get the feedback from them and move it towards the next game. So that's kind of how I think they're gonna position that.
Similar to kind of like how Gears, I mean, they did Gears 4 when they switched to the new one, but they purposely tried to like keep it in the same vein of what Gears players were used to
Yeah,
before they did anything different or special with it, right? To kind of like prove themselves. And I mean, even though Halo Studios is just basically is just 343 reskinned, but it is a different mindset. It is new leadership. It's they have everything going in a different direction as far as the studio is concerned. So I think it would make sense to be like, hey, look at what we did with the remake. We kept it faithful, but also did these awesome things to it, right? Like
yeah,
took it in an exciting direction. So like before they go all in on the next game,
yeah,
do like it's basically like a proof of concept
yeah,
with the remake, right? Prove to people that you're going to make something good and the things that you're adding are exciting, not just for the sake of adding something,
yeah.
right?
Because you can't piss people off with Combat Evolved. People already love the story and everything. So
Exactly. Exactly. Unless you do something stupid and
yeah,
like fuck it up. But I feel like at the end of the day, um, I feel like they have so much they can add with without fucking shit up because now, remember when they made Halo 1, they didn't know that this was gonna be a fucking franchise that lasted 25 years, right? Like, that's just it was not a reality. So, they didn't know all this shit. So now you can go back to Halo Combat Evolved and drop nuggets of shit to come. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Like, you can do that. You can go back and make sure there's little things in the world that people who've been with the franchise are going to be able to look at and be like, "Oh, look at that Easter egg right there of this thing in Halo 4 or this thing in Halo 5 or Halo 2 or whatever the case is," right? So, like, um I think that that would be a great way to kind of add to the game without breaking it. And people who never played Halo and are just going to be picking up this one will not know that those nuggets are there. And then when they move on in the franchise, it'll be the callback to it, right? Um, I just feel like there's so much that they can do. Um, and I feel like the one thing I would love is for them to maybe there'll be like new tracks that are happening or something where like, maybe fix how far they go with Cortana. You know what I'm saying? Not in the beginning one, obviously, but, like, if they keep this track going, maybe they can get to Halo 5 and reconfigure it a little bit to
yeah,
make it where Cortana doesn't go full, you know, and we can keep that emotional connection between them a little bit more, but, uh, that's just so dope. What would
yeah.
be your kind of preferred after, after you think about the remake and you think about, um when you think about the next game, Halo Infinite 2 or Halo 7 or whatever you wanna call it, what would be your desire for them to do a Halo? Like, what type of game? Like, which game would be like, "Alright, if you're working on one other type of game for Halo, this is the one that I would want."
Um, Probably focus on the ODST, kind of get away from Chief a little bit. Um, just like a game that kind of fleshes out the world without Chief in it, and then kind of maybe bring Chief into it a little bit later into the game, so that he feels a little bit more powerful than the other characters and things like that. Like, so you kind of like get that difference between like, oh, like kind of like how they do in Resident Evil. Like, they have all these different characters that they make as main characters, but Chris Redfield, and he's like the guy, as far as like
Yeah.
being like. So I think they could kind of like do something like that where they kind of like build the Halo universe around some other characters that allow you to really see like Chief as Chief, like make him really feel like a lot more
Basically,
powerful in
how
that
how
universe.
the soldiers see him, right?
Yeah,
When Chief shows up, they're like, "Oh my god, it's him, blah, 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 the
but like
savior."
you really
Oh
get the
shit.
chance to feel that. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So like kind of like a story like that where you get to be like kind of like a little foot soldier and you get to be in these really tough battles, and then next thing you know, like it kind of gets handed over to Chief maybe like in the second half of the game. I think something like that would be really cool.
That would be dope. I don't know if you played the arcade Halo game they have. Uh, Firefight, I think it's called, or Fire Team, some shit. Um, but in that game, Man and I were playing it when we were in Cali. We went to an arcade and we played it. And in the game, as you're playing as these like soldiers, eventually Chief shows up, right?
Yeah.
Like on the battlefield and has his own like bigger battle
Uh huh.
while you're still doing all the extra shit on the side, but you also get to see him be chief, right? And like
Yeah.
show that he's the badass, right?
Yeah.
Um, which is dope. Um,
Yeah. Because like in some of the games he hasn't quite felt that, so kind of like it would just give you a chance to kind of restore that feeling a little bit.
you
Um,
saying when he got bitched out by Atriox?
yeah, yeah. So just kind of
I
like
mean, he did.
restore
I
that
think we
feeling
were
a little
all a
bit.
little taken back by Master Chief getting slapped up by him, but there has to be something bigger. There's always something bigger. There's always someone stronger. There has to be one, and they showed it to us. So they
Yeah,
gave us some real threat
yeah,
that. Chief was gonna have to handle. I'm just saying, it was crazy to watch. It was not gonna lie. It was crazy to watch my boy Chief get thrown around like a bitch like that.
Yeah,
But
a good chance to reset it. That's what I'm saying. A good chance to reset it, give
stakes
you
are
that
high now.
feeling. Yeah, yeah. So I would like
And
that.
Aatrox is still alive. So, you know, we gotta finish the fight.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Get revenge. Just show me the montage in between with Chief at the gym. You know what I'm saying? Like have him have him in the boxing ring, just getting ready, you know what I'm saying?
yeah,
For that
definitely.
moment. To regain his street cred, you know?
Yeah, yeah. Got to get his
But
get back for sure. In the
for
next
sure, yeah, yeah.
mainline game, you got to get his get back.
Yeah, yeah, like bitch him out. Like Aatrox tries to grab him like he did before, like he's some bitch, but like fucking Chief just like fucking slaps his hand away, like get off me, bitch, uppercuts him and sends him like 5 blocks away. Like that's
Yeah,
need to turn him into One Punch Man for a second. You know what I'm saying? Just
yeah,
rock him, bam, fly away. No, I'm very excited for everything that's a possibility with Halo. And I do really truly hope that they are exploring as much of Halo as we are hoping they are.
yeah,
Like I do hope they're kind of going outside of the box. They say a new era for Halo over here, right? Like I hope that's true. Not to change what we love, but to add. You know what I'm saying? Add to it, give me different shit. I think
yeah.
I think that would be fire. Anything else you want to add to this before we wrap it up?
No, I'm just excited because it feels like Halo Studios with the renaming and everything that they finally have like a clear vision, a clear path. It's not a whole bunch of different ideas and engine holdbacks and things like that. It feels like they're finally able to just like make Halo games again. And I'm really looking forward to seeing what the next thing is with them.
Yeah, same here. Same here. I really am. I really am excited. I'm really looking forward to seeing how Halo Studios goes about making their mark. I want to see what they do. Halo was always a game that pushed um, tech forward. It was always one of the most beautiful games. Fuck, Halo 4 to this day, a 360 game is fucking stunning. If you play that game on your Series X with the backwards compatibility that they add to it with the
HDR and
smoother,
all
yeah,
that
HDR, all
frames.
that shit. The frame generation, I think it's sharper. The anthrostopic filtering and anthrostopic, whatever the fuck, 16 times filtering they add to it. It's just even now, it's fucking stunning. So they've always pushed things forward. Halo 5, you want to go, I almost guarantee you, if you go and you want to see the people who glaze fucking Death Stranding 2 in their cutscenes, go put the cutscenes from Halo 5 into into the comparison. Those cutscenes were fucking stunning. The facial animation, everything they did on that was crazy beautiful. Was crazy beautiful. Um, so at the end of the day, um, it's gonna be a fun time. It's gonna be a fun time. I do want to shout out Rebs Gaming because he is so they that this whole list that they wrote, they were actually quote tweeting. Um, oh no, they weren't quote tweeting it. He posted it. He quote tweeted himself before they announced it. Um, he made a video basically saying that they were going to have big announcements at that show at the Halo World Championship.
Hmm.
So this was his like vindication.
Yeah, because they kind of gave him shit for it when he
Yeah,
first
people were saying,
announced
"Oh, they weren't gonna hold it that long. That if they had something to show, they would show it some other time." But like, it's pretty cool now the way they're positioning this show. By the way, this Halo World Championship show that they do. I mean, I don't know if it's a show. It's like a tournament or whatever, but they're turning it almost into like what's that? IdCom? Remember? Or
Uh,
QuakeCon? QuakeCon.
yeah, click on, yeah,
Like that BlizzCon, QuakeCon, right? Like,
yeah,
but Blizzard has that, right? You have QuakeCon that's there, and those things matter because at QuakeCon and BlizzCon, a lot of times they'll have like like announcements on what's
yeah,
next because they're talking to their biggest fans, right?
yeah, and it has a
And
chance to revitalize Halo Infinite and get more people, back
yes,
at playing it. Not saying it's doing
absolutely.
horrible, but it could do a lot better. It could take a lot more
Yeah,
market share for
I
sure.
think that that's gonna be the something that can come from this is like is last year they dropped that big news about
Mhm.
the engine switch and the new project, and then this year they're dropping more information. Like at this pace, they could make it where every year at this show we can expect what's new from Halo, right?
Yeah,
Like that would be fucking dope, right? So I'm digging that idea. I'm digging that idea that that's something um that can kind of be a new thing. I would love to have that feeling like every year at the next Halo championship, we're gonna go and see some new shit. Dark, appreciate you, fam. Um, so I don't know. I'm excited. I'm excited. As a 25-year Halo fan, um, I've never been more excited for what's to come. Infinite changed the game for me. It's my favorite Halo. They fucking crushed it. I love the open world. I love the grappling hook. I love everything they did. They turned you into a fucking like they turned you into chief. You made the decisions. You made the plans. You went where you needed to go. How you came about it. It was fucking phenomenal. Loved it. Loved it. So definitely looking forward to it. Anything else, Farrell, that you have
no,
to add?
no, no, just looking forward to it. I mean, this is great time to be an Xbox fan. There's a lot of good things they got going on. A lot of great announcements. So and a lot of great games to play, like Mecha Break. Day one in Game
Yes,
Pass
which
today.
just dropped into
Yeah,
Game Pass.
figured I'd give it a shout out.
Yeah, I mean, it was on the screen on when we were talking about
Yeah,
Death
yeah,
Stranding.
Corbel. Yeah, saw the little.
Yeah. So yeah, man. This is where we're gonna wrap it, man. Guys, thank you so much for hanging out with us, man. Appreciate you chilling with us. Shout out to Doodle for dropping by in the chat. I know she's busy handling business, but she still made time to come rock out with us in the chat for a while. Um, so listen, Um, it means a lot that you guys are rocking out with us. So we appreciate you guys. I do want to go ahead and shout out everyone who super chatted tonight, man. Thank you so much. It all makes a difference. So thank you so much for the support. We also, of course, want to shout out our Patreon members and our YouTube members. You guys are the shit. Just always remember that the show's brought to you by you, so it does make a difference, and we do appreciate you guys. And then, of course, we do want to shout out our elite members. That's right. We have the homie Big Boy Mike, Dark Angelic, and Queen Witch. And then we have our inner circle members. We have the homie Big Mix Gaming and Pragmatic Eagle. Shout out to the first three people in the chat, the specials of the night. We had the best by himself, Relsky. We have Music 72 in Cage, El Vampiro Borracho. You had the first super chat of the night was from our boy Do You K Now, the Broke Boy Insider, with the $2 super chat. Biggest super chat of the night was from our boy RC Polygons with that $10 super chat. So, guys, thank you all again. We do appreciate you. We will be back Thursday night. Remember, Friday is 4th of July and we will be rocking out with the family and having a good night on Friday night. So we will not be having a show on Friday. So we will have our show on Thursday. Hargeet and Demo should be in the building on Thursday night. So definitely come check it out. Of course, Doodle should be back in the building as well. So we're gonna have a fun night. So definitely come back, check us out, 8 o'clock Eastern time on Thursday. Now, of course, you know what it is, man. Tuesday night, another week gone by, and we got our boy Farrell Bizarre in the building, man. Thank you, my brother, for coming to rock out with us and having such an awesome show with us, man. Thank you so much. Let
No
everybody know where
problem.
to find you, man.
You can find me Mondays right here on YouTube, Vitamin G Podcast channel. Drop the link in there. Go ahead, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and come through and rock out with us.
Absolutely, man. Definitely go check out our boy, Farrell Bizarre. His link is in there. Go ahead and put it right here too, just in case you want to copy it. You can't click the link; it's on the screen. Make life easier for you guys. Um, but guys, thank you again. We appreciate y'all. And with that, we're gonna go ahead and end the show the way we end every single show. Doodle, we're done. Until next time, you're intruding.